The seals have been broken, and the devils are here. Welcome, everyone, to a premiere episode of Heroes of the Horizon, our superhero action-adventure fun times game that is powered by Cortex. Thank you for joining us, everybody. This is the companion show to our Wednesday night show, Sentinels of the Horizon. For those of you who were with us on Wednesday, this is same universe, same company, different group of heroes, very different mission statement. We'll get into that as we go through the show. My first order of business, though, is to do some announcements and some shout-outs. So on the announcement, let's get into tonight's first episode of Heroes of the Horizon, Episode 1. Tonight's episode entitled Age of Heroes. Like all good comic universes, we start in New York City. The world has been changed. Around 40 years ago, a massive event known as the Promethean Reign changed humanity forever. Before then, enhanced individuals were exceedingly rare, the stuff of myth. Few were able to do more than be an exemplary example. What are you doing? An exemplary specimen of humanity's greatness. Now, they can fly. They can control energy. They can think faster than the speed of light. They can change the matter within their own hands, within their own bodies, in the world around them. Humanity has changed. Those who can do these things are known as Prometheans. As fire fell from the sky, this power was given to humanity. But these Prometheans are feared. Only 1% of the population receives anything beyond a minor change. But those who do wield great power, and those who are born with that great power, can truly be terrifying. It is for this reason that the Horizon Foundation was founded. The scientist of great her inventions have made everyone's lives better. Her name is Relativity, as everyone knows her. She created the foundation because she felt that Prometheans should be able to help humanity move forward, to reach towards the horizon together. So, a school was founded, a work program was organized, outreach programs set up, all so that Prometheans could change the world for the better. And the group that we have before us today are the Heroes of the Horizon. The group, the ultimate form of outreach. They are here to be the shining example of what Prometheans can bring to the world. The help, the aid, the paragons, and help soothe fears. But those fears are very difficult to avoid. But there are those who do appreciate what Prometheans do and what the Enhanced do. but their work is never done. Speaking of those who would appreciate the Prometheans and their work, we start off our show with a parade. It is currently the 4th of July parade in New York City. It is the great celebration. I need one fucking second. Hold on. It's one of those days.
Calling in the SWAT team?
Calling in the SWAT team. Give me
Call
one
in the
second.
blue team. They're not doing anything.
I need blue team to come in here and perform an extermination. Where's... oh, wait. She's in chat. She can hear me. Here she comes. All right. Anyway. 4th of July parade. Going down Broadway with floats honoring great heroes throughout the years. The Unknown Soldier, an enhanced individual who has no specific face, because whoever looks at them sees the perfect soldier, the greatest example of patriotism and justice. And they helped the Allies win World War II. Floats to Pinnacle, a person who helped defend the world from, well, their own brother. A massive clash where the war had the world in the balance. And also floats to the soldiers and men and women and people of the armed forces, veterans and memorial alike, as well as some corporately funded floats. You know, everyone wants to get in on the action. Freedom, brought to you by Scope. These kinds of wonderful gestures of morality. Well, it's on one of these floats that we find our heroes, because the Horizon Foundation has sponsored one of these floats, showing the world the Prometheans are just like everyone else by putting them on a massive rolling pedestal and parading them through the city.
Just like everyone else.
On a very stylized version of the company logo, Relativity stands on a high platform, looking out and waving in her custom personal power suit. The same suit that allows her to fly, wield energy blasts, change the molecular density and relativistic size of anything she wants. Hence her name, Relativity. She waves, standing side by side with her husband, a mysterious individual that the world only knows as the Weirding One. A great sorcerer of power and... Sorry. There's an image off to my side.
He's a stealth cricket?
It's gone stealth mode.
Threshold.
Anyway.
This is not what I meant by bother me.
The Weirding One also waves. He isn't a official figurehead for the Horizon Foundation, but supporting his wife, who is the CEO and founder. Below them, on the rest of the float, we have the heroes. In little alcoves themed to their capabilities. So on a shard of ice.
That I had to create myself?
No, this one was provided.
Okay.
They had to design it. You know, the art department had to design that. On a massive fake shard of ice.
Oh, it's fake.
Waving to the crowd. What does everybody, who does everybody see? What does she look like?
Glass is not a very imposing hero, standing at 5'3" without the stilettos she's normally seen on. She wears pure white as far as the blazer and the pants and the shoes. The mask on her face is made out of ice that she creates before leaving the building to respond to hero calls or make any sort of public appearances. And she has this perfect customer service smile on her face that doesn't budge. She's making little areas of snow flurries for people in the crowds because it's the 4th of July in the city. You know that stinks and it's hot. So periodically just making it a bit more comfortable. And what isn't white is prismatic silver that shines with various colors, as if you were to shine a light through a crystal.
Camera flashes reflect off of the icy extremities, as well as reflecting off of the little set piece on the opposite side. A conglomeration of, well, it's useless tech. It doesn't do anything, but it's there to look like a bouquet of erupting electronics. A circuit board backdrop with flashing lights, and look at this person who obviously knows science. And standing in front of that is an individual everyone would know as Cyperion. And what does the crowd see as they look up to the individual standing amongst the circuitry?
You're muted.
Oh, you're muted. Cool.
Cyperion is a pretty tall dude. He's well over 6 foot, and most people when they see him are usually scared of him. But he's kind of just a laid-back person. He's very chill. And he has a gift from the stars, technically. A this little alien latched itself onto him when he was a teenager, giving him technopathic abilities. So he's very good at science, cybernetics, and usually wearing regular clothes. And then when it's time to be a hero, parts of his body will like turn into armor parts, weaponry, blasters, thrusters, or a full-on armor suit. The area around him is just, he's good at machines, so he made it look as cool and technological as possible. But he also has a lot of silver and red as its motif. So it's a lot of silver, red, and black. And he's kind of just the fact he's eating this up. He loves the fact that we're doing this in New York, home turf. He also loves crowds, and he is enjoying the fact he's doing this with his fellow teammates.
So is he is he actually using part of his powers to like make parts of his body covered in techno extremities to kind of show off a little bit during this?
Bits and pieces. Like he'll turn his arm into a weapon every now and then to flash off that some people want to take a photo of him or turn into a blaster.
Oh, and every time they do, there's a little bit of a cheer, and there's a bunch of camera flashes from the crowd.
Yeah.
And those camera flashes just fuel the light that flows into the power source of another individual on said float, with feathers that just kind of crown a hoop, creating an almost halo-like arrangement. Spotlights dance here and there, flashing every once in a while. And who do they see standing in the middle of this rather serene, angelic-looking setup?
Oh, they see Angel waving to the crowd, and he's there. Angel's there with his wings of light spread out, showing off some of his power, and with that he displays a little bit of his power by pretty much making fireworks appear with light, just popping left and right.
Is he showing off any of his capabilities with his wings or his cape or anything at any time, or is he just kind of letting the lights do their tricks?
Aside from the lights itself, he's also using his power to amplify the effects.
So he's kind of into it?
Yes.
Okay. Jeez, everybody. I love it. This is why this team was chosen for this job. And speaking of really getting into it, at the very front, at the nose of the float, leading everybody along, there is this... You'd think it was a sports team's logo turned into the front half of the float. Just bolts of blue, little Kirby orbs suspended with anti-grav suspensors around. Wow, I referenced Kirby dots. I realize not everybody knows what Kirby dots are. It's a comic book thing. Look up Kirby dots. It's back. Threshold, I need you. She stands towards the front, waving to everybody and eating this up like crazy. What does the crowd see? Who does the crowd see?
Standing at the front of the float, where she would have begged to be if they weren't going to do it anyway. Hype is just... you know what? Glass's exact opposite, where Glass's trim white suit with silver detailing and everything's perfectly coiffed and stiletto heels. You have a completely spangled purple, blue, and black leotard and leather jacket, fingerless gloves, just gradient blue hair, cheering on and yelling, pointing to the crowd, calling people out. If there's music from another float, dancing to it, like, just, this is the moment. But you kind of get the sense that every moment is the moment. There is no not the moment. And standing very tall in just her high-top sneakers, and literally just, like, fucking parade every day, man. Just bring it on. Throw me out here. You want us to make this look good? We'll make this look good.
Every once in a while, Hype strikes a pose, and there's a little, like, holographic, stylized Hype in text behind her as she strikes the pose. There's that flash of a... It's just... It's as obnoxious as hype is. So is this sign. It's out there. And this parade was organized, like I said, to celebrate 4th of July, to celebrate the heroes of the world and of the great city of New York. But it was also organized around a special occasion, because as this parade filters through, its ending point is the Javits Center. Because at the end of this parade is the Horizon Expo, a science fair designed to show off all of the wonderful advancements that Horizon brings to the public, side by side with the Prometheans. You can hear music is playing. There is a marching band just a few steps, just a few slots behind you, so you can occasionally hear them striking up as they march. And that would be such a fun day. It would be such an amazing day. And it was going so well. Just before you're all of 3 blocks away. Well, 3 avenues away, I should specifically say. It's very
so we're
big.
closer to Penn Station.
Yeah, you're close to Penn Station.
Okay.
It is a specific, you know, saying a couple blocks away is different than saying a couple avenues away. It's a distance thing in New York. Anyway, just as you're a couple of avenues away, you can see the Javits Center down the street that you're going to be heading towards the location, towards the venue. You can hear a rumble. The sound of...
Were they planning a jet flyby?
Relativity keys over on the group the group communications. Everybody has little inner ear communication devices. As Relativity beeps over into Glass's ear. Did we schedule a flyby for the last little bit?
Did we?
I didn't.
Check chat. I didn't as well.
Could you see if maybe they were scheduling something, please?
Yeah, I'll go as soon as I can. And by as soon as I can, I mean now. Where would the place to be? Where would be the place to be if I was that's such bad grammar. I apologize. Where would I go to get to the person in charge of the parade?
You having access to the organizer would be very easy for you. Seeing as they work for the company, Horizon is the one who funded the whole parade, making sure everybody had their access. Let me open up, make sure. Right. Yeah. Just using your phone, you can easily call the organizer.
I do so while still keeping the customer service smile on my face as if nothing is wrong, trying not to cause panic.
The phone rings a couple of seconds, and the event coordinator, who is currently standing in, because Glass organized most of it, but it had to be run day of because Glass was going to be on the float. So she handed it off to the most capable person she could think of in the moment, which might not have been the best choice because Iggy Fleet picks up on the other end.
Iggy.
Hello? Glass? What's up?
Hi, Iggy. Did you schedule a last-minute flyby? I create flurries for some of the kids on the side of the street.
The mousy guy on the other end of the phone just, no, I'm in the Javits Center right now. Everything seems to be set up ready to go over here. What do you mean a flyby?
There's afterburners and rumbles in the air, and I'm trying not to cause a panic.
I don't know. That's not me.
Well, shit, and I hang up.
Oh.
And immediately come back to relativity.
Okay. She's right there on the float with you, doing the same, like...
It wasn't Iggy.
Well, shit.
Yes?
How about, then you guys, we're close enough to the Javits Center. How about you make a big exit now and go check out and see what's going to try and ruin the parade that I just organized?
Sounds good. We'll take it from here. And I go into the group chat. The group comm with everybody.
Group chat.
Group chat. Group comms. And everybody hears that slight bit of static connection as glasses in your ear going, alright, so those jets aren't ours and we need to figure it out. Make your exit flashy and cool. Do not cause a panic.
We may be having sound technical difficulties. Sound off right now, just double checking everybody. You guys hear us?
They can't hear us.
No one can hear us. Oh boy. TrueComp, what the hell? Are we muted? On TrueConf? No, we're not. Test. Can you guys hear us? TrueComp did a thing. Okay. The viewers could hear us. That was good. Sorry.
I basically told us to make a super flashy exit because the jets that we hear making rumbles over the parade are not from us.
Oh, flashy I can do.
Do not cause
That's
a
my
panic.
specialty.
Flashy, big exit. Don't cause damage, don't cause panic. We need to check out the jets. I can't fly.
I got you. We'll make a show of it. I just kind of like make sure I'm like smiling, still waving, and I'm like, just grab onto me, do some snow show, and I'll fly you. Don't worry about it. We'll just make it look like we're showing off.
Sounds good. And the fake glacier underneath me starts to grow as a real one starts to collect around it as glass just kind of tips without moving and starts heading off towards Hype's direction at the front of the float, making a really pretty swirly
Ice
slide. I can slide, I can't fly.
As I see this growing, there's like an aura that starts emanating from Hype, and she just, waves and kind of just like, you guys want to see something? And then I jump forward and kind of do a front flip and then just shoot into the air and then veer to the side and just reach down with one arm and reach for the elbow grab.
Because it's tradition around here, when we start off a new show and Riley's character decides they're going to show off,
son of a bitch!
I would like a roll.
All right.
We know what happened to a fire hydrant last time. Let's see what happens now.
Oh my god.
Because I also want to show off a little bit about the Cortex system.
All right, let's go. Come on, fine, let's do this.
So
fucking
Cortex-
fire hydrant.
If you drop me through building.
Cortex is a dice pool based system. But it's not the same dice pool everybody usually thinks of. Most dice pool systems use singular ratings, and those ratings are like a set die, so like a D10 in like Chronicles of Darkness, World of Darkness, that kind of stuff. D6s in Shadowrun. In Cortex, your dice pool is based on die ratings. So you have attributes. Each one is rated D4 to D12. You have skills, which are rated D4 to D12. You get these things called distinctions, which are kind of like things that define your character. And then they have their superpowers. So most die pools are going to be are going to be 3 to 4 dice.
All right, I got this. So, I'm assuming it's strength or dex for the grab, which either one is going to be a D10 for me.
Oh no,
athletics.
you showing off.
Okay.
I think this might be presence.
Oh, you had to drop me to a D8. Fine.
Do I have more presence than height?
Possibly.
I do.
But athletics?
Yes,
Oh,
athletics.
shit. Okay.
So presence,
So-
athletics.
And then I have to go with my distinction hero complex.
Yeah.
Or I was born for this. Either one of them. It's just like, fine, you want me to make a show? You know what? I was born for this. You want me to make a show? I'll make a show. And then a D10 for my flight.
Yes, that's perfect. So, for all of that, that's the dice pool that the players put together. I, as the GM, I get to select the difficulty based on what pair of dice I pick up to roll as difficulty. So, a super easy task, I would roll a pair of D4s. A very difficult task, I'd put a pair of D12s. But then I also get to mess around with things. I get to monkey with things with the Doom pool by adding dice from the ambient threat of the scene. So this is... I'm not going to go too hard on you for your first off, and this seems really heroic stuff. So I'm gonna do a couple of D6s for this one to set the difficulty.
Okay.
I'm slipping.
Okay.
All right, the difficulty is a 7. Statistical
Okay.
average on a couple of D6s right there.
All right.
All right. Well, to hell with you and your 7.
Oh
Oh
no.
no.
Did
because
you
I
fire
beat it
hydrant?
with an 8
All right.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
and a D10 as my effect die.
So, when the player rolls, they pick 2 dice to be their value, which is what they're using to beat the difficulty, and then they pick another die to be the
5.
effect die. That's your degrees of success. So, D4 is barely making it. D12 is doing it with godly panache or execution. D10 is doing it with flair. Woo! Anyway,
Is there any other way to do it?
Nope.
so we do not have a repeat of the fire hydrant situation, as Hype actually makes a bit of a flash with that energy corona that she generates when she starts manipulating her power. And she flies up into the air, having a... so is it like it's a full body aura, or is it like a cannonball just from the waist down kind of aura? What do we got?
Oh no, I was told to make it flashy. It is full body.
Oh, full body Captain Marvel style glowing aura.
There's a bit of white to the ice, so it actually catches and makes the ice look like it glows.
So Hype swings up, grabs glass as glass leaves a snowfall for everybody to watch as it starts to drift away. How is as they're taking off, how is Cyperion taking to the air to follow along, or what is Cyperion up to watching all this going down? I didn't mean to
Well,
imply.
if they're gonna be flying, I'm gonna fly too. I think it's only fair. So I think I'm gonna take off as well with some jet boots.
Ah, okay. So now, is it techno-organic, or is it more like armor looking?
Let's go with techno-organic since it's a symbiote.
Okay, so it's almost as though metal crawls its way over Cyperion's feet and grow all the way up to the shins as thrusters ignite from around the heels, and they're not taking up the full hand, but there's some attitude thrusters on the hands to allow for Cyperion to take to the skies and follow up behind, leaving behind it's red energy trails, if I remember correctly, off of Cyperion.
It's like a scarlet red.
Goddamn Kytone. Sorry.
No, that's different. That's organic technology. This is techno-organic. This is technically metal that's kind of flowing, whereas...
My bad.
Wrong game, damn it. And not far behind, Angel. How's Angel responding to all this?
Oh, since everybody else is flying, he's gonna take off as well. So what Angel does is Angel crouches down and lifts both wings up and just flaps and jumps and spirals up into the air with his wings of light.
And that was it's his it was a cape at first, but then it split up the middle and became those wings of light as he rockets into the sky with held aloft by glowing feathers made of pure light. All right. Once you get up there, I'm going to need to call in the hit squad again. But I'm also going to need
And Storyteller woke up and chose violence.
wits awareness. Distinction and appropriate power. Let's see if you notice something. Like you're trying to look for the. You're trying to look for this thruster, this sound, this rumble that's dominating the sky that you can. It's not completely taking over all the music and the noise, but you can still. Once you get higher, you start to hear it a little bit more clear.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take my distinction as a hindrance.
Oh.
Because Glass told me to be flashy, I am playing it up for the crowd. So I am letting Glass be the eyes, and I'm being the distraction. So
Okay.
I'm going to take my hero complex as a D4 instead of a D8.
So that's a little thing that players can do to generate hero points for themselves. They can use the things that define them as something that's going to hold them back, and it cuts the die in half and gives them a little bit of resource to use in the meantime.
And gives us a bigger chance of failing and giving the storyteller some more ammo.
Because
Are
if
you
they
walking around
roll,
with a mace?
because it's if ones are rolled is when the big
God.
the big stuff happens. So what's
didn't-
Cyperion's pool looking like?
So I have, for wits, I have a D10.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to use my alien super weapon, which is a D10, and then I have a flight ability for a D8.
This would be a super senses thing. If you had anything that could give you a bonus to like scanning or something like that, that would be what you would be using to notice this kind of a thing. Flying up is what you're doing right now. So, does Cyperion have any like super senses, any kind of like scanning or anything like that?
I mean, I have super reflexes. That's the
Well,
closest thing to it.
you have things that you can develop with experience points as we earn them throughout play. So essentially, if you don't have any like super senses right now, you don't have a power die, but you still get to roll those 3 dice that you already generated with the wits, awareness, and your distinction.
Okay.
The suit doesn't exactly have protocols for sensory right now for picking up that kind of a thing. It's kind of confused when you want it to create some kind of scanning tool. But it does its best, and it comes up with something on the fly. It's because you picked your alien super weapon distinction. It's trying to figure out how to execute the command that you just gave it. It's an alien piece of technology. It's not 100% sure how to process everything you ask of it. You're still learning each other, so to speak. All right, and what's Angel rolling?
Okay, so I'm rolling a D8 for wits, D6 for awareness, and for my distinction, I am rolling a D8, which is the Boy Scout.
Okay.
All right. I don't have any powers for, super senses. So I'm just rolling these 3.
All right. And what about Glass?
I'm rolling a d8 for wits, a d8 for awareness, and a d8 for cool as a cucumber.
All right. Well, you have to beat a 7. So I would also I need to rush upstairs to use the bathroom very quickly. I would ask you guys to entertain chat for a couple of minutes. Ask questions. Chat, please answer them. I will be right back. I realize I'm leaving in the middle of a roll, but I can't stop this.
I will say, I beat a 7, even with my
Oh, I should roll then, I guess.
my nonsense.
I'm proud.
I
Here
got
we
an
go.
8.
I also got an 8.
Same.
Manny, what's that
Hmm?
face?
Did you get a 1?
Oh god.
Somebody had to do it. It had to be somebody.
How many ones did you roll,
Why?
Manny?
Me of all people. Jeez.
It wasn't my turn this time, all right?
Oh my goodness. First roll. First roll of the night.
How many ones did you get?
Oh, just one.
Okay.
One.
All right. If it was 3 ones, it'd be a huge issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I did beat it. Oh crap. Wait.
You can't
If
use
you-
that
Oh,
one
is it-
die. That one die no longer
Yeah, that-
exists.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't have enough. Oh wait. So since I have to choose both of them. Oh, so that's only 2 on the. Okay.
How many dice
Oh,
can
we
you?
gotta
You
use
can.
2, right?
Yes, you can use 2 dice to beat a difficulty, unless you spend a hero point. I think then you can add in a third. I believe that's how that works.
Yeah,
you can
it's
spend a
called
hero
pushing
point to
the
add a
roll, I
third
think it
die if you
was.
need to.
I think.
Well, apparently chat gave us like 4.
Yeah, but
started
the
off
only
with
thing
4
is he
points.
can no longer use the die that's a 1 to even push it to add to the roll.
Yeah.
But
3 of us succeeded, so we're fine. If
got
you
nobody
on comms.
succeeded, I'd be like, use it. But 3 of us succeeded, so it's not a big deal.
Shining
I
Angel
got 2
is
4s and
literally
a
putting
7.
on a corkscrew of light through the air as he joins us in the sky. I made the one character that can't fly, everybody.
I'm gonna
Again.
listen, Dara.
you
When
should
you
have made it like Killer Frost.
Killer Frost, somebody
should
steal
have.
Cass's mouse, so they can't click the Doom button. They have
Oh,
chosen
somebody's
violence
naming
as
it.
well.
I know what to do on
Oh.
Wednesdays now. I have like 300 something K points.
Yeah, I got 225, so 225k. Wednesday, it's coming. The storm.
It's on,
I
blue
must be
team.
paying for myself. Yeah. You'll find out what all of our abilities are as we go.
Hi,
Oh,
mine's
yeah.
very obvious. I make a mask of ice.
I can fly. You know that much. The 3 of us can fly.
I'm Frozone.
Yeah.
I am essentially Frozone.
So you can move quickly, just not through the air.
Oh, my slide is at a D8. I'm pretty fast, and I
Yeah,
can
you-
go
you're
as
quick.
She could fly with like an ice bridge up in the air through skyscrapers.
Yeah, but not at jet height.
Oh yeah, Jedi. Yeah, no.
Basically, I am a mixture of Frozone and Todoroki from My Hero.
That's
That's pretty
that's a
damn good,
good.
You can make
Good description.
skyscraper-sized ice pillars out of.
I
in, like,
can,
seconds.
actually.
A giant ice walls of protection? What?
Listen, Bruise
Todoroki's
Control
busted, dude.
is another story. You call me Toots and hit me with an RPG, we're gonna have problems.
Oh, that
No,
was
Yeah,
fun.
no.
Challenge me to a fight of toughness?
I really hope I can get that roll again.
Who can
Oh my
punch
goodness.
the hardest?
I'm never gonna be able to recreate that roll.
It'll come.
Hey,
it might be
it's gonna-
halfway
it's
through
gonna
the
happen.
season, but it'll come.
I am so
I
sorry.
really
It'll
hope it
happen.
happens during.
Okay.
during
It will
this.
definitely happen.
I'm back.
You
He was
have
so mad.
1-1 from Manny.
He
Oh,
was
Yep.
so
You
mad.
got a 1.
we have a hitch.
We do have a hitch.
I'll just bank the hitch.
As a doom
Give
die.
me a doom point here.
And also, you got another Doom from chat.
Oh,
Because Cassandra hates us.
Mm-hmm.
joyous.
It's on for Wednesday, blue team.
Oh, it's coming.
All right, so...
It's already been brought in.
Uh-oh. Let's go ahead and see what everybody get. Anybody... You have to beat in this system, by the way. It's not meet or beat. It is beat. So, 8 or plus, we have everybody but Angel.
Mm-hmm.
Angel's making light corkscrews through the air with his wings.
Once Angel gets high enough, there's kind of this surge of power, because once you're in that concrete canyon that is the avenues and streets of New York City, you don't realize how drastic the direction of the sun can change the light quality. So once you break the building line and you get above the blocks of construction that make up New York City, there's a lot of light to be had. So there's almost a moment of for Angel as there's a bit of a surge of that extra light energy. Everyone else catches a dot very high up, descending quickly. And it looks vaguely delta shaped. It's like a triangle.
You seeing what I'm seeing?
Yeah, I'm seeing a bogey, and it's coming straight down. It's not going left to right. What's its directional? What's its pathing?
It looks like it's coming down from directly above the Javits Center towards the Javits Center.
Do we have a way to communicate with each other?
Yep.
Yeah, you all have earpieces.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
making sure.
You all have earpieces that you can communicate with each other easily.
I don't have to worry about talking and flying at the same time, or calling and flying. So Glass, while she's being dragged, pulls out the phone and redials Iggy as soon as we see where it's headed.
Ooh, okay. The phone picks up pretty quick. But on the other end, you hear, no, other way. No, it's gonna look dumb if the eye points at the, never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a unidentified flying craft coming straight towards the Javits Center, so if you can, get out of there.
What? There's a, what?
Shut up. Shh.
No. Do you know how many people are in here right now?
I am aware we are on our way. I'll try to redirect it.
Okay, yeah, okay. All right, I'll do it.
Have fun with the eyeball. I hang up the phone, and I get onto the group comms. You all heard my side of the conversation, because I never turned off the comms. So, there's a lot of people at the Javits Center where that thing is heading. Gotta try to redirect it. We could probably get it into the river. If we could find a way to push it away from the Javits Center.
I think we can manage.
We can manage that, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we have 2 people in here with super strength, so we could try pushing it out the way.
Pushing it, I can create a ramp.
It's descending very quickly.
Yeah, this is a walking and talking. Or walking and talking.
You can, it's getting close enough now that you can actually see the buffeting corona of air pressure around the nose of it as it's coming down towards the Javits Center. You can see that it is the size of a small building.
Oh. Okay, so
Yeah.
that changes my plan.
we
Yeah. Mhm.
we booking it.
Yeah, we gotta hurry up there and see what we can do.
Okay, you're flying up to meet it. As you get higher, going hundreds of feet above the city skyline, you start to get a better view of the descending craft. It looks like a spear point. A black armored spear point driving straight towards the center of the Horizon Expo.
Yeah, no.
So- So we're talking like a building-sized spear right now, is what I'm looking at.
From the angle that you're at, you can see it's yeah, it looks like a giant spearhead
Oh my
flying down towards the building.
So maybe we should try evacuating people first and slowing it down.
There's no way we're going to get those people evacuated in time for that thing, how fast that thing is going.
Maybe Cyperion and I can slow it down.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we can smash into it.
I'll do what I can to try to redirect it at least away from the building. If I create something that can push it away.
Okay.
A giant ice ramp or something.
Yeah.
Or slide.
So
Drop me.
I'm gonna drop you off gently. Don't worry.
I don't want to know what your idea of gentle is.
I will right on top of the beautiful glass roof of the Javits Center.
Glass
I
on
will
glass.
swoop down and slow down just enough that you probably have to take some quick steps.
I'm wearing heels. I'm landing on ice.
Yeah, okay, well, you got it. But I'll slow down enough and I'll drop you probably about this much above it. Like your feet, your toes, if they're pointed, will almost scrape. And then I will just start going straight up.
okay,
That corona of blue extending behind me.
all right. Angel. So once they start pointing it out, you can see it. What is Angel's action? Because we got Cyperion and Hype getting ready to go up and try and physically stop it with their bodies. And we got Glass setting up on the roof of the Javits Center to create some kind of defensive shell, maybe, or deflection into the river.
Think a toboggan slide.
Pocket slide.
And that when it comes down and then it curves, so it won't go straight through the building. It'll go off the back of the building into the river.
So you're gonna try and construct a big bobsled ramp?
Yes.
Got it.
Okay, yeah.
Love it.
I don't know what toboggan is.
All
I
right.
love it. What's Angel's
So-
order of business here?
So what Angel's planning on doing is Angel's planning on pretty much tossing a just hurling a spear of light towards the object, but it's not gonna it's not gonna pierce it. It's gonna pretty much wrap around it with with Angel pretty much holding on to the other end of the light, kind of like a rope, to try to like slow it down as best as he could.
So you're gonna try and lasso it and you're gonna try and get above it?
Yes.
Okay, so Angel's gonna fly past it. Hype and Cyperion are gonna hit into it, and we got Glass on the ground throwing up this
Bobsled ramp.
bobsled ramp. All right. Okay. I need from Cyperion. This is feeling like some strength, some technology, because you're using your power of your suit. Appropriate distinction, and then one of your powers. Flight makes sense here since you're trying to use your speed to generate power, or maybe your super strength based off of your suit.
Can I do both?
If you spend a hero point, you can add a second power into the pool.
I'm fine
know,
with that.
Oh, I was just gonna use pave the way to Utopia. That's another D8, but that
Mhm.
requires a plot point.
Nope.
No,
The distinction you always get.
it's if you wanted to
Oh,
add
okay.
a second power.
So if you wanted to use your flight die and your super strength die, both, or your flight die and your weapon die, otherwise you got to pick one or the other.
Yeah, my own question is, am I going to try to blow it up, or am I going to use super strength?
Well,
'Cause it depends
Yeah.
what I'm going to do.
I think try to move it first. Destruction
Alright,
second.
All right, so let's go for strength.
Deflect, then destruct.
Let's
All
go for
right.
strength then.
So we got Cyperion flying up to try and either punch it in and drive it into the direction of the water that's right there. Pretty close, because the Javits Center is like right on the Hudson right there.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, it's like
literally,
2 streets over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Been there more than enough times to know
Oh,
that.
yeah.
It
Comic-Con.
It is very useful having a group of
NCC,
people who have
NYAF.
been to exactly the location I'm talking about. So hype
Much to
flying
live there.
above the location of New York Comic Con. The current location of the Horizon Expo. What is Hype's main push? Is it going to be fly up and like attack laterally? Is it going to be throwing some kind of energy beam? What is Hype up to?
I'm gonna start with Glass gave me an idea of what she's doing.
Mhm.
So Hype is going to kind of meet it at an angle and try to slow and redirect. So kind of push like this, so it's like it's still gonna come down, but maybe we can get it to go this way. Actually, you know what?
Okay.
At that point, I'm just gonna push straight across. I'm gonna try to get it moving towards the river.
Captain Marvel diverting the ship. That kind of a grab and hold and move kind of thing. Okay, so that's going to be strength.
Strength, athletics. Listen. Everything I do, I think I'm the best person for it, and
Born for
You
And
this.
then
always
a-
think you're the best person. for
yeah, and then a D10 for strength, athletics, power, strength, and then I was born for this. So 2 D10s and 2 D8s.
All right. So Angel is using his magic to get this done. So I'm fairly sure your magic was based off of either intelligence or resolve, whichever in the moment. So I feel like this is more your straight up willpower to hold it in place and create this light construct to restrain it and pull. So I'm thinking resolve, the occult you use to access your light magic, your sorcery, your appropriate distinction. What do you think? Which distinction are you going with?
I would say it's either between Justice Defines Us or the Boy Scout.
I think the Boy Scout in this situation really did. You know, you're trying to save people. You're trying to help people. This isn't about getting justice. This is about saving people. It's the Boy Scout way.
Okay.
He's the red and gold Boy Scout, not the blue Boy Scout. And your sorcery die, because you're using your light magic.
Yes.
To have this summon up. So you got your die pool. Glass.
Yes.
Glass is doing some constructing right now. So.
I am, and the way I want to do it, I might ask if I could use a hero point.
I was gonna actually suggest if you can
Yeah.
ramp up your power with a hero point.
I could do 2 hero points, because I have area attack, and make it bigger. It's the size
Yeah,
of a
do
building.
it.
Yeah, go do it.
Definitely
You know what?
do
You
it.
wouldn't have to do that.
No.
You could just make it so that it would affect this one thing. It's a big target, so doing that big thing, I totally... area attack's more about hitting multiple targets. So
Okay.
you creating a singular giant bobsled ramp, a luge ramp, to push it away.
Could I still take a hero point to also use my slide? ability and basically start at the bottom to make the more structurally sound, so it's not going to shatter the glass of the top of the building while it does it, and then just work my way up and just keep sliding towards where it's coming down.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm cool
Absolutely.
to do
Let's
it.
do that.
Yeah.
All right.
Knock that
So I'm
apart.
going to spend a hero.
We're all
point for
aiding
that.
this action.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to use
am
the presentation is everything distinction.
perfect. I am going to use 2 Doom points from the Doom pool to generate an extra D8 to add to the already 2D10 difficulty.
Oh boy.
I watched that number go down before you said anything, and it was like clench.
I'm using the points.
I already hate this.
Ooh.
Oh no.
19 is the difficulty.
I might need
That's
to
it.
push. We'll see.
Oh boy.
That was
Okay.
cocked. Okay. Oh yeah, I don't.
Remember, you can use a hero point to add an extra die to your action. You can use a right now after the roll, because there's I have those little the little rules reference here. Hero points can be used to keep an extra effect die, add an extra die to your total. You can I didn't roll an opportunity, so you can't activate one of my an opportunity on me.
Damn.
You can use it to activate a special effect. And that's about it right now.
Does anyone have anything higher than a 19?
I
Yes.
will let you know in a second.
Oh my god. I can't. Even if I
Yeah.
add the other die in, and I gave Connery a 1.
Oh.
Whee!
Oh,
Doom
no.
is pleased.
I told
Oh,
somebody
no.
we were gonna do it. You just happened to
Yeah.
be first.
If I use a PowerPoint, I can.
Yeah, but if
Alright.
2 of you can do it, if Angel can succeed and then you can succeed with a power, take it. Take a hero
Yeah,
point.
please. My roll wasn't that good.
Help. Yeah,
My
all
roll
3
wasn't
of
that
my
good.
dice add up to 19.
What are Angel's effect die and Glass's effect die?
My effect die is a D10.
That's good,
D12.
Nice.
because you
Nice.
construct
Yes.
step up. All right, so there's Glass has a special effect where if she is creating a construct, she gets to step up her effect die. Only when she's creating a construct, though. So, Hype and Cyperion both fly up. And their mistake was making physical contact with this thing. Because as soon as they do so, they receive a white-hot flash of energy that buffets them away. Like some kind of shield that stopped them about 2 feet from the exterior of this. And you got close, so you got to see that this thing has a almost scaled exterior to it. As you get close, it buffets you off of them. And pushing back, Hype and Cyperion have to just let it pass. As it's falling past Hype and Cyperion, Angel flies up past you, holds position, and throws this energy lasso made of pure light that wraps around the exterior of this thing. And like I said, it's the size of a small building. Imagine if a spearhead the size of your local McDonald's was rocketing down from the sky. Yes.
There's already McDonald's within like 3 blocks. I don't need another one.
That is a size.
I almost made another Stellar Age reference.
Listen, that is a size comparison that everyone here knows exactly what the size of it is. But this lasso literally wraps around the entire building. this entire spear point. And there's a moment where Angel holds position. The light stretching, and there's a smile before he just zip, and goes along with it. Slowing it.
Help!
But the wings hold him aloft for only a moment before getting just pulled back from his body and getting thrown, chasing down, now like a mad charioteer trying to hold onto wild horses.
Assistance! Assistance, please!
From below, Glass.
Steadily rocketing towards them.
Glass is hard at work. Beams of cryokinetic force flowing out and building this massive construct. It looks like a part of the Matterhorn. If you're familiar with Disney rides, as it creates this massive luge that spirals down and away from the Javits Center. Angel holding on for dear life. Energy lassos forming up around the forearms, holding on as tight as possible. This spear slams into the ice and skips along its surface. Glass is standing on a portion of it as it slides past. And that's when Glass sees the cockpit. There's a small portion of it that you can see through. And there's a pilot.
I'm imagining that passing moment in the anime where two really high-paced things just stop, they make weird eye contact, and then
I was
continue
thinking the
going.
same thing. Literally
Perfect.
the same thing.
It scrapes along the ice and then shoots off just past the Javits Center over the water.
Oh no.
And then the energy tethers that Angel was holding onto it with go slack. Angel's momentum carrying forward as the spear stops mid-air, almost like a 0-point gravity effect. As retro thrusters fire and it begins to hover. Angel, through a beautiful form of aerial feats, barely misses flying into the ass end of this thing because it was dragging the whole time. Now the four of you, high above the city, the river below, are looking at this enormous spearhead-shaped black ship.
How high off the water is it?
It's about 100 feet from the water. It just missed clipping the top of the building. It hovers there, and there's an eerie level of calm. The ice cracking, the only sound you can hear.
Middle of July.
Oh, right.
You got a good look at it, Glass?
Did I see anything of the pilot?
It moved way too fast, but you're fairly sure you saw someone inside of a cockpit.
Yeah, I saw someone inside of a cockpit. That thing's being piloted. That's not just debris.
Shall we?
So that thing's a ship? Should we just go investigate it?
Apparently, it's floating. Yeah, and Glass starts sliding from the slide over towards where
Let's
the
give him a
ship
nice
is.
New York City welcome.
I've been reading some old X-Men books to get in mental shape for these games. So, classic Iceman is all I'm seeing in my head because that's all I've been reading lately.
You're not wrong.
I'm gonna rocket down towards Glass.
So the four of you are forming up on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's have some investigation tests.
Uh,
How are you looking at this thing? From what perspective are each of you observing it?
You gotta
I
look for
want
tech.
to see take a little poke at that force field that shoved Cyperion and I off.
Okay.
Because we can't knock if we can't touch it.
How knowledgeable about science is Hype?
Oh.
I can handle that. I have a technology skill and a
Yeah.
cyber as well.
Tech I'm not terrible with. Science, no. Tech, okay.
You know what? I'll allow technology
Okay.
as an understanding what kind of technology could be doing this.
Yeah. Okay.
So is Cyperion doing the same thing, kind of trying to figure out what
Yeah.
kind of tech this is?
Yeah, since it's like alien in origin seems
Okay.
like it's alien technology can kind
All
of.
right. So that's going to be wits technology for both of you.
Okay.
Select the appropriate distinction, and neither of you have sensory powers, if I recall. So that's just going to be those 3 dice.
Can I use, since I felt the surge of energy, can I use my energy manipulation power to kind of poke at it?
Normally, okay. So this is called a stunt. Now, normally, your powers have a specific parameter of how they operate.
Okay.
But when a hero wants to do something with those powers that goes kind of outside those bounds of what we originally discussed them doing, but still makes sense, you can use a hero point to give yourself that power for this role only. And it's kind of like that one-off moment where, like Colossus is hurt and Magneto's like, well, he's kind of made of metal, so I'm going to be able to fix him. And somehow Magneto, who's not a doctor, who doesn't have any of the training and that kind of stuff, can fix another person because they sort of figured out how to make it sound like the power works. This is a comic book thing that happens all the time. So if you want to spend a hero point to use your energy to investigate it, I will allow that.
Would you guys mind?
Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it.
This is a very hype thing to do. She's gonna investigate the dead body by poking it with a stick.
Also, Magneto's powers just work on bullshit. That is 100% true.
Yes, they do.
100%.
Just, I can tap into the Earth's magnetic field. All right. Yeah, we get it. Just whatever. just do what you're gonna do, you asshole.
Like when they made him be able to teleport for some reason.
Okay. Angel. What is Angel doing presented with this thing? Because all 4 of you now are hovering or standing on an ice pillar above the water, investigating this floating black metal, almost scale textured spearhead of a craft.
Quick question: Does
I might
this
have a
craft
quick
have any
answer.
windows?
Well, that would be involving just looking at it. So you're going to investigate. If you're looking for like windows or like any kind of like ways in or stuff like that, that's going to be that tells me that you want to investigate it. So that's going to be a wits awareness. If you have investigation as a specialty, you can do so.
Wits and awareness. Okay.
And it's just distinction.
And pick your
Okay.
distinctions. Obviously, use your appropriate distinction.
Oh, well, then that would be Boy Scout.
Yeah. Always be prepared. And Glass. How's Glass approaching this giant craft that's just kind of floating here above New York City's Hudson River?
I'm not approaching it. I'm standing near it enough where I can be of assistance if I can, but I am looking for any corporate markings or any distinguishing marks from various nations. I want to know what we're dealing with before I go near it and touch it, because I'm going to have a direct line to relativity shortly.
Okay. I need wits. I will accept Academics? Or etiquette?
Would a corporate specialty help me?
Not corporate.
Okay, that's good to know.
Appropriate distinction as well added on top. I've rolled the difficulty already. It was a 2d10 test.
Oh,
Your difficulty to beat is a 13.
Okay. Come on.
Oh,
Damn, that's nice.
Manny.
Nope.
Manny, what'd you do?
Nope.
I rolled 2 1s.
Oh, God. We're just racking them up
man.
today.
I can
Jesus.
only take... So if I ever call for like a reactionary roll from the entire group, from the entire team, I can only do this once. So I'm going to take a doom point for one of those. Thank you.
Well, I got good rolls.
Oh,
You said the
good.
difficulty is what?
13.
Oh, I made it.
So you have to
Holy-
beat. Remember, you have to have a
I
14.
beat it by 1.
So you got that 14 in there.
An
Nice.
8 and a 6.
Nice. Okay, let's go down the line. Cyperion?
Actually, no. I have a 13 as well. Yeah, I matched it.
Remember, you can use a hero point if you want to add another die. You would end up with a D4 effect die if you had no effect dice left. If you have no dice to select an effect die.
My effect dice is just another 5.
No, what's the die size?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a 10, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a 5 on a D10.
So you rolled three dice,
Mhm.
right? So you could use a hero point to, instead of adding 2 dice together, you add 3 dice together. That would put you over the hump.
Do you mind if I use a hero point, guys?
Yeah, it'll give you
no,
a
I don't
mind that for
D4
now.
effect die, but it'll at least give us some other information besides...
Yeah,
I'm
go
okay
for
with
it.
All right.
Bring it. I'm more than happy to flub some shit to get us hero dice back, so...
Yeah. I'm about to start doing the same.
Well,
This is the character I
the
made.
D4 was a 4.
No, you don't get roll it.
Oh, you don't have to roll it.
It's automatic.
It just
Okay.
your effect die is treated as a D4, which is
Okay.
meaning you kind of get an idea. It's barely recognizable, but you recognize something about it, and I will explain that shortly. Is Hype able to get over okay?
No. No
An-
way.
I'm gonna Angel got 2 1s, so that's you can't even use when you roll a 1. Those dice aren't even allowed to be used for creating the difficulty. So we'll just say Angel is taking a pass on that one. He's looking around it, but it's
Rolling his shoulders. And holding his
yeah, it's
glass down.
sleek. It's like, is that a door or is that just a reflection? Is that I can't tell exactly what it is. He's having trouble because there's this shimmering aura to it of something that Cyperion's gonna have an idea about what it is. And Glass passed.
D8 effect die.
D8 effect die. All right. So Cyperion, looking at this craft, notices that it is it's made of terrestrial metals. This looks like it was built on Earth. There's nothing about this that would say that it's alien of any kind. And from the way it's together, it looks conventionally built. You can actually see seams and bolts in certain spots. They're well hidden, but you can kind of see where connections are made, and they definitely look like human designed parts.
So, like, humans getting hold of alien tech and reconfiguring it?
No, this looks like an advanced Earth-built fighter. Like, this is
Okay.
cutting-edge Earth tech.
Oh, we're like
level.
Wakanda with this shit.
That's what I was about to say. It sounds like something like from Wakanda or Inhumans.
Yeah, that level of, like, this is the pinnacle of human technology. Which...
Okay.
No. Not now.
Glass, on the other hand, doesn't see any major markings at first. But using ice to slide in closer, you can hear the heels that it sounds like a figure skater as she kind of whips around the outside of it. The ice having trouble staying solid in the July heat. But she has cryomancy. She's able to keep a solid platform when necessary. And that's when you notice it's not scaled. It's textured. With the repeating pattern. It looks like a black dragon on a shield.
Oh no.
And that's when you recognized the coat of arms of the barony of Kusovia.
Oh, glad we didn't destroy it. Relativity gets a ping as Glass pulls her hand immediately to her ear once recognizing it, and it comes through on the group channel as well, where it's just, we got Baron Kusov.
What? Oh.
The Baron is back.
You get a reply back. I'm busy waving right now, so I'm going to pretend that you didn't just say that Baron Kusov is here.
Didn't destroy the Javits.
Because if I have to deal with Baron Battle right now, I'm going to be very upset. And that might come through as I'm waving to people.
I will see you when you get here. Enjoy the rest of the parade.
Can we even open this without causing an international incident?
No.
I wouldn't touch it.
I wouldn't try that. Mm-mm.
Okay, so we just watch it?
We have to keep an eye on it until she gets here, yeah.
It hovers for a few more moments as you ponder what to do about it. When the back end of it opens, a hangar cargo hatch drops down, kind of the way the hatch on like a C-130 or like the Quinjet, the way that the ramp drops down from the back.
Mm-hmm.
And standing in full armored regalia, black and red, black exterior, red lined cape, gold armored epaulets hanging down over the shoulders.
God, he's got style.
Looking like a highly advanced armored version of the Black Knight from stories of old. With a helm carried underneath the right arm, looking as though a black winged helmet with dragon's wings sweeping back off the ears. But the face grill is far more advanced, looking more like a contemporary battle helmet. A cybernetically advanced version of it.
Connery?
What?
I guess I can give it points for style.
God, you have to make him look so cool.
I know.
You see...
Sounds awesome!
You see the cut royal cheekbones of the Kusovian line. His white hair with a single streak of black going up the middle. Almost connecting with that scar that Relativity had given him in that story you heard. He looks at you with ice blue eyes filled with disdain.
I throw my gauntlet, sir.
He starts walking.
Oh,
Walks to the end of the ramp and keeps walking. Taking steps in the air and just casually walking as one would walk down the street, he continues to walk to the Javits Center, slowly descending in a casual walk, walking past the four of you.
Disrespect.
Parking is so terrible these days.
Especially in New York, and I use the ice slide to slide just slightly behind him.
It is very difficult to find a good spot. Thank you for guiding me in. As he continues to walk towards the expo, holding up a lanyard with a pass in his left hand.
He got himself a badge. Is this
Enjoy
an
the
exhibitor
convention?
badge?
It's a media
We
badge.
know he was here to visit.
Of course, that's a media badge. Diplomats.
Oh, and I'm just like,
We just got styled on.
they really
Well-
need to start doing background. I'm like quietly working camera, like they really need to start doing background checks for these badges.
Couldn't they at least inform us that we have visitors like this coming?
Diplomatic immunity means I don't really have to announce it. Keep a smile on your face. Do not cause problems, please. Relativity is going to flip a shit. You're still on the
mean-
channel, aren't you?
Oh,
Yes, I am.
Mm.
It's good to know he's not causing trouble and he's just here as a visitor.
That's one way to put it. Did you know? Did you not know he was coming?
No, I didn't.
How about
Neither did we.
we go back to our group channel and let Relativity finish off the parade, and we make sure that nothing's getting destroyed inside the Javits.
Good, I have a speech in 5.
I'll be there with what you need.
No. Make sure that that thing doesn't cause any trouble. And the ship stays where it is, too. As the comm cuts.
Does it look like it's just hovering there?
Oh, yeah. No, it's just hovering there. And as you look up back at it, in the hangar bay, waving at you, leaning up against the interior, legs crossed, shoulder to the wall, one hand up, just giving a little of a wave. You can see Ursa Major, the Olympic gold winning weightlifter, just waving at you, smiling her pointed canine smile.
Long time no see, I call back as if it hadn't been just, what, a week?
It was really impressive. Good job.
To add insult to injury.
Don't use
I'm gonna
sarcasm.
hold
Don't
my
use
tongue.
sarcasm. Don't use sarcasm. Glass keeps following and goes towards the Javits. Hey,
listen, it's a compliment if you choose to take it as one.
that's what I'm gonna pretend to do. It's totally...
It was
Compliment.
badass.
Well, like they say, it is to one's glory to overlook an offense.
Especially when you do it a few weeks apart.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
I guess we just follow him.
I guess we just gotta keep a close eye on the Baron. Make sure everything goes fine. Hopefully there won't be any problems.
Well, I mean, Glass is a representative of the Horizon Foundation. He's always trying to make sure that
So are
everybody
you.
feels comfortable around us, right?
You're also a part of the Horizon Foundation. That's where you get your paychecks.
I'm coming. I'm just saying, you're the PR lady. You know, it's making sure everybody's happy, right?
Just smile and nod, Glass. And I continue towards the Javits again.
So sliding behind Baron, who's walking at a casual pace through the air till he lands on the street level.
I'm not even going to try to contemplate how he's doing that. I don't know.
I'm gonna, Hype will go back down to the front of the Javits where there are probably people looking up. And I'm just gonna be like, she'll just be like, our amazing glass, everybody. It was a demonstration. Just that's what she's going with. It was a demonstration of our awesome ability to protect the city.
With help from our friend, Baron Kusov of Kusovia.
Please give me a presence, expression,
Okay.
and pick a distinction. I'll even let you use your energy manipulation as part of your, like, trying to convince everybody. Let's see if the crowd buys it.
Okay, so we could. You said
Are we all rolling or just?
This is
Expression or
Hype
persuasion?
specifically trying to do this. So sometimes
Okay.
you guys will do stuff, and I'll just be like, "Nah, I gotta see how this would be interesting. I don't know how I want this to go, so let's let the dice decide it."
Okay, so you said presence.
Expression.
Expression.
Can I use persuasion instead? If not, it's fine.
I will
it's
let
better.
you use persuasion. I would suggest you maybe use some XP coming up in the future to buy expression if you're going to do public speaking.
I have a specialty in that.
That's why. Yeah. Okay.
Persuasion is more for one-on-one. Expression is when you're
Okay.
trying to hit a bunch of people.
If not, it's fine. I just figured I'd.
I'm cool
I'd
with
ask.
letting you use persuasion though,
Okay, and then another.
because it's a
Okay.
well-constructed farce. Make it convincing.
It's the smile that. Oh yeah, it's the smile that does it. That would be 13 with a D8 effect die.
Well, I rolled a 5 with an
Yay.
opportunity.
Oh,
Get my cheat sheet.
do we want to activate that opportunity or do we want to bank? I think we should bank it. I think I'm okay. Let's bank that shit. I think we need it.
Okay.
I'm gonna ride my D8
We used a lot of
as
points
I'm
so far.
clapping and looking up at Glass.
Well, you do convince the crowd, and they have a bit. There's a bit of a cheer and a wow, and of course, Hype can hear amongst the crowd. Hype's my favorite. Just kind of like occasionally happening here and there, because that's what Hype's listening for. There's a lot of impressed youths and thankful people who, if they don't feel like they have just been saved, they at least appreciate the display. And they didn't know there was going to be a show. Wow, these parades are getting really, really big lately. This is cool.
I'm gonna have to step it up for next year.
And I'll just, Glass, I got the crowd. You got the Baron.
Angel, they actually bought that shit.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Okay, so we got Glass moving towards, keeping an eye on Baron Battle, who is currently moving towards the uptown side of the Javits Center. So the Javits Center, for those of you who are unaware, is a long series of convention building that is all connected. They technically are separate buildings. They can cut them off so that different conventions can happen simultaneously. Sometimes there's like a car show and a fishing expo and a business conference for people who needed to get the Javits Center for something like that. Seriously, it's a lot of money for the Javits Center. But anyway,
Yeah.
I've seen a nursing convention in there.
there you go.
There was a dog show a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So take your pick of expos, and this building could house maybe 5 of your local cons outside of New York, just inside the separate buildings of the Javits Center.
100,000 people?
Ridiculous amount of space.
I think it is 100,000 or 150.
Before New York Comic Con got big, it was actually New York Anime Festival and Comic Con in the same building.
Yep.
Now
same
the
time.
whole strip for this occasion has been taken over by Horizon Expo. There are several
The entire thing.
there's the show floor where people can go up and get hands-on with the Horizon technology of the future, the inventions of relativity, and the wonderful minds of the research and development department. There's a wing talking about progress in Promethean treatments for power management and education to ensure that enhanced individuals will be able to come into their abilities and not be a danger to those around them, as well as themselves. There's a few restricted areas because there are other vendors there that are also showing their wares. So there are some on the show floor, just as much with the rest of the Horizon Expo, but there's also specific clientele areas that are media only or exhibitor only because they're showing sneak peeks at what's coming in the future.
Areas for press releases without the public.
Mm-hmm. I heard it. Damn it. Damn you, Spectra. I fucking heard it the second you put it. So as Glass skates down behind Baron Battle as he lands, what is Angel and Cyperion doing?
Kind of just checking out the con while also keeping an eye on the Baron, making sure everything goes well.
So you're with Glass essentially at this point.
Yeah,
Cyperion's
providing
keeping
back
Glass.
in case she needs it.
Is Angel gonna team up with Hype then to kind of make sure the crowd's chill and kind of play up the whole hero gig for a little bit?
Yes, and I'm just kind of taking in the light just in case something goes astray, so that I'm prepared to use it.
Oh, your power
Charging your
bank.
batteries.
If you would like, you can make a power roll and then spend a hero point to create an asset ahead of time
Ooh.
for an
Okay.
upcoming scene. So normally when you create assets, they happen momentarily. You use them, the die goes away. But if you want to make an asset that'll stick around, so like you want to literally prepare ahead of time by really putting in the effort to make a power battery inside yourself of light energy, because Baron Battle's here, I don't know what's going to go down, kind of a vibe, you can do that now if you want and make that power test. So this is going to be a standard difficulty roll. You have to beat a 10.
Which
So this is going to be your intelligence,
okay.
your occult, an appropriate distinction. I think Warrior of Light really works for this one.
Oh yeah, I was thinking that as well.
And your sorcery power die.
Okay, so that's okay. Now where did I put that? Oh, there it is. Okay, all right. What was the difficulty?
10.
10.
10?
I rolled a 10.
All right. Oh. Okay. So, I got 17, and my effect die will be a D10.
Okay.
Nice.
So put that D10 off to the side, and that is your power reserve asset that you get to use so you get to ahead of time spend the hero point now to do this, and in the next scene at some point you basically get to throw that extra energy into a punch of whatever it is you're doing.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, that's
Cortex
that's
is
the case.
extremely versatile, folks.
That's really cool.
I like this system.
That's
Yeah.
friggin' awesome.
It's
That'd be nice to know going forward.
Since I'm saving this die, I will say concentrated energy, concentrated light.
yeah, there you go. Now, mind you, the idea is that like this is less a mechanical game and more of a narrative game. So in this moment, Angel is kind of being caught, like doing the whole "hi everybody, hi," while also absorbing in that light and thinking like, Baron Battle's here. I remember what happened last time we saw Baron Battle. That was bad. And storing that light energy at the same time. So this isn't something that you do every time, or like this is not a mechanical like, okay, I need to prep my spells kind of a thing. This is a cool little story moment that you get to turn into your advantage.
Yeah, there's a big bad boss here. We getting ready just in case.
Speaking of big bad boss, as Glass and Cyperion follow up behind side by side, without breaking stride, he just hits the pavement and keeps walking. And as he's walking, the armor plates are pulling back to reveal a crisp dress uniform of the Kusovian military. As it all folds up and behind into the cape. The metal epaulets pull back and actually fall out into corded epaulette.
I'm mad this guy is like big bad evil because his style is fucking fantastic.
He has a
It's immaculate.
He's ripping off my technology thing.
Oh no, he would never. See, here's the thing about Baron Kusov. He's very proud of his humanity. He has never touched that alien filth. So all of his technology is from his own mind. As it all pulls back and his single-breasted suit is opened, curled across one side, pinned down with campaign ribbons and medals. The helmet he holds up, and it collapses down into just the mask that he clips to his belt so it hangs just off of his hip. The face of Kusovia resting at his side at all times. As he adjusts his cape, looks back at you with this kind of sly grin, before continuing into the expo through the main fucking entrance, bypassing the line, and security just kind of foreign dignitary. Okay, that's weapons aren't allowed on premises, sir. He looks down at them. Even if I were to give you every piece of technology I have on me, I would still be more of a weapon than you could ever handle. It does not matter. Step aside. Okay, sir. The volunteer just stepped. The poor volunteer. Treat your con volunteers with fucking respect, people, by the way. They're there for the badge. They don't need your shit. Be nice.
And they work long ass shifts.
I need the design of the character like drawn out. I need to make this motherfucker's armor.
When cons start happening again, remember this.
I have such a love-hate with him because he's fantastic, but I know he's just heaps of evil. I'm just, but he's so cool.
Glass
so
and
cool.
Cyperion having their all-access badges, being the heroes of the Horizon as they are recognized. Your faces are actually on some of the lenticular banners for advertisement of the convention itself. So there's no need for you to walk through security. They just let you in. As Angel and Hype wave to the crowd, Glass and Cyperion following in Baron Battle. Relativity and the Weirding One arrive. The speech begins. And we are going to take our break.
Oh, God.
Stop making him cool.
What?
Yeah, I
What
don't
the
draw
hell?
him.
Like-
He's so way
like, I
too
don't-
cool.
I don't admire him as a person, but aesthetics, man. You have to admire the aesthetics.
I don't know,
Oh,
Red
it
and
is
black is like my
swag.
color scheme, and you made him sound so cool.
For some reason,
He does.
like
He doesn't
this-
use silver. He uses gold.
I said, oh.
Yeah.
the black armor that you describe, for some reason, reminds me of that one guy in Berserk.
Guts.
Not
Oh,
no,
Guts'
not
berserk armor.
It's that one villain.
Oh, see,
Of
I
the,
was.
Forgot his name.
I was thinking specifically of the type of
Griffin.
armor from Garou Vanishing Line.
Ooh, yeah. Actually, yeah.
Tsunami's gonna lose his mind in a second. But anyway, let me do our little thing here. There it is. Okay, so we're taking our break right now. This is where we take a few moments. We were able to get up, go get something to eat. After the speech, where Relativity, who's in her armor, her armor is a more aerotech inspired look, a cobalt blue armor form with a pair of shoulder thrusters that kind of that look like air intakes that come up off the shoulders, giving the shoulders kind of a that vertical jump pack look to them. Silver accents and a sleeveless armored lab coat. Like it looks like a lab coat with the sleeves rolled up. But if you look closely, you can tell that it's actually armor pieces constructed in such a way and articulated in such a way to look like it is a flowing lab coat. Her helmet folds up and down from a neck piece. While she is giving her speech, it is down. And her shock of blonde hair with close-shaved sides accentuates her sharp features. That effortless, ageless kind of look of like, are you 25 or are you 45? And it doesn't really matter. Yes, Tilda Swinton, kind of vibe.
Mm.
The weirding one stands behind her. A gentleman whose background is held in mystery. But he stands with he has kind of a green, black, and white color scheme to what he wears. A green trench coat with accents of shifting arcane embroidery. The embroidery creeps across the outfit.
God fucking damn it.
And a massive twirling back piece that curls in on itself and fractalizes when he moves and uses his power.
I'm gonna have to make his drawing a GIF.
Let me double check. I have a character Bible for just a specific thing. Ah, there he is. Short cropped hair. A deep walnut skin tone. And eyes that drill through your fucking soul. One of those kinds of people you don't make eye contact with. You just don't. Both for friendly and intimidation purposes. But he has a smile on his face. a supportive smile of the woman who runs this corporation. And the two of them give their... he stands just purely in support. She runs the whole event. She gives a nice long speech talking about how far we've come in the past 38 years since the event that was the Promethean reign, and how it changed humanity, but humanity has risen to the challenge. Talking about what the plans are for the future, of how everyone should benefit from the bounty brought forth by this change. And she's going to make sure that she keeps her eyes on the horizon, and she wants everybody to reach for it with her. And it is a wonderful speech, and everybody applauds. And Relativity moves in and begins the press showroom tour. I'm going to walk through the showroom so that the press can see me walking through the showroom. And the showroom is very managed at this point. The general expo goers, the public tickets, are not allowed in yet. The rest of the day goes forward. It's actually kind of fun. Keeping an eye on Baron Kusov, he seems to be engaging with the showpieces rather wholesomely. He's actually asking people what they're doing. You've caught him asking if they're properly funded. He's taking pictures, shaking hands, making a very good show of it. Gone seemed to be the days of when he and Relativity would come to blows above Central Park as Baron Battle made his declarations against the Promethean population. But it's time for Hall H. And the heroes need to make their appearance on stage for the science exhibition. As individuals who have been working in R&D are going to be showing off their technology. And that's where we find ourselves. We find ourselves in the green room behind the main exhibition hall, this kind of theater-like room. It is a fucking theater, you dumbass. In the green room, you can see several people mulling about. There's a few high school kids who have made some startling advances in their in what they've studied and come up with some really innovative technologies. There's one person who has come up with a water preservation and filtration system that creates zero emissions, a zero footprint clean water for nations in need. There's one person who has come up with a possible way to quickly identify the Promethean trait genome in a simple litmus test. Or so they claim. And there's the big thing. There's a large gyroscopic looking device. It's being billed as a device that could be used to create clean and perpetual energy by tapping into some dark matter concepts. You're not 100% sure exactly what it is, but relativity signed off on it. The scientist responsible, you don't know exactly where they are just now. It's just the device dominates the backstage. And the four of you have been called together in preparation for this exhibition. Relativity finally away from the public and the handlers and the media walks over. Well, she's making her way over to you. She messaged you to say she would meet you backstage. So there is a green room. The four of you are in said green room. How were you relaxing after such a harrowing morning?
Is there a refreshments table?
Yes. There very much
Shower
is a
dog.
refreshments table. There are sandwiches. There's a couple of boxes of there's that pile of pizzas that you don't know when they were ordered, but they'll be fine no matter what. There's
If the cheese isn't congealed yet, you're good to eat it.
there's several
I'm about to say,
carafes.
it's New York.
Yeah.
Pizza's good for a lifetime.
There's several carafes of like coffee and tea. There's bottles of soda lined up. It looks like your general like layout of good of pretty good catering. You know, New York subs and pizza is probably the best catering you can ask for out of the city. If you know how to spend your money right. You could go more expensive, but that doesn't mean it's going to be better than what you're getting. There's a couch. There's some TVs. You could turn to news channels and such. So how? All right, let's go down the line. How's Glass spending her time relaxing?
Are there cameras in the room?
Nope.
And it's entirely private?
Yep. It's a green room.
Glass is face down on the table.
Stressed
What a hell of
out.
a day.
Glass
Or a
is
drink.
face down and not moving to the point where there's a puddle of water where her mask is starting to melt because she's no longer upkeeping it until someone walks in and it gets refrozen back into mask shape. She has reached the point of, oh my god, I don't know if I can have any more ulcers, and is sitting there with a unopened can of seltzer and is just slumped.
Flavored or plain?
Flavored. She's not a heathen.
Okay. All right. I didn't know if you grabbed the blue Schweppes and were looked at as a...
No, you never grab
Monster.
the blue Schweppes.
That's just...
It's
I didn't know if it was spicy water or if it was actually a beverage.
Spicy water.
while the blue would be thematic, no.
As Glass melts away at the table, how's Angel relaxing in this in the green room?
Well, Angel finds a corner to go meditate, and while he's meditating, he's floating, and with all that energy, with all that concentrated light that Angel's been collecting through that whole walk, decides to pretty much transfer all of that collected light into his medallion to store.
So there's a little glow coming out from the seams in between the medallions. Like it opens like a locket.
No, it's basically the lights is just like motes just floating into the medallion, just collecting all of that concentrated light into the medallion.
So it's just kind of floating around it right now.
Yes.
So is he like sitting off to the side, kind of concentrating, sort of meditating?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He's just sitting there like pretty much floating.
Doing that 4 feet above. I could be sitting in this chair, but I don't want my butt to touch it. Kind of float.
Yep.
All right. How does hype unhype?
Never.
Hype is sitting in a chair, literally within poking distance of glass, just barely, with a soda in one hand and a folded up piece of pizza in one hand, and she takes a bite, and then nudges, like, leaning back, nudges glass with her foot, like, would you eat something? This might be your only chance. The pizza's not even fully cold yet. Nudge, nudge, come on! What about a sandwich? We at least eat the lettuce off of it. Nudge, nudge.
So the way hype unwinds is by badgering the other heroes. I like that.
Badgering to eat. This is a very
Loving badgering.
cake situation.
No.
It is a very rarely in cake situation.
There's zero lies happening right now.
Yeah. You haven't eaten all con. Come on.
Wow. I said to role play, guys. Role play, not live your lives. Some bleed here.
We bring a little bit of ourselves into every character.
All right, and Cyperion. What's Cyperion up to? Sitting in this green room.
I am kind of just Cyperian's just chilling in like a chair, eating pizza, enjoying snacks. He's on his phone because he actually has a chance to unwind for once after one hell of a morning. And he's kind of just like, relaxing before he has to go back on stage. So on Twitter, Instagram, eating pizza, drinking sodas. Loading up because it burns a lot of energy doing what he does.
Okay. So Cyperion and Angel meditating and chilling in appropriate in due course between each of them. Hype shoving different food items in the direction of glass face down, leaking onto the
Just
onto
plates,
the table.
like 3 or 4 plates around the puddle.
A buffet has been arrayed in front of glass.
Please stop. Please, I just want to lay here in silence.
Can you, lay to the sides and just kind of shove stuff in your mouth?
Tilt my head over to the side, and the water that had melted on the table comes up as a shield in front of my face between me and Hype.
There's a piece of pizza poking the glass now. I mean the ice, just bending up as it hits the ice shield.
She's gonna freeze you one day.
I'd like to see her try.
Like
Come
a
on.
Titanic-sized glacier.
Choo choo, open the tunnel.
I'll save the food till after the convention day is done. And we don't have anything else to do. Last thing I need is to get thrown around in the air and lose my lunch.
Learn to fly then.
You know I can't fly. Control ice, that's it.
It's not long until you hear the door open. And Relativity walks in. Face in a tablet, Weirding One walking behind. Just occasionally moving her to one side so she doesn't run into things.
Oh.
That's love right there.
Closing the door. When she walks, after she's done, he walks over. Sweetheart, please. Sweetheart, please. Over here. Just, okay. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
What's up?
Glass sits up fully and the ice freezes back into the mask. Good afternoon.
That was a very interesting morning we all had, I see.
Very much so. Thankfully, it wasn't worse than it is.
I have to thank all of you for what you did, even though it seems to have just been some kind of a stunt from Vladimir.
He likes to make an entrance.
Yeah.
He always has. God, he says
afraid
He
he's
did thank
changed.
us for guiding him in.
Well, you turned what could have been a worse situation into a bit of a show, and seems to be doing well on the news. Apparently, we pulled a fantastic stunt.
You can thank
Some-
Hype for that. It was all her idea.
Well, job well done. Congratulations. It seems I have been put in charge of, getting everybody ready out there on the stage. Honey, I really wish you would allow anyone else to work on the... Oh, she holds up just a finger. Ah, yes. The finger. I'll go handle that. You four have a good rest of your day, and smile when you're on stage. We're all happy to be doing this. As he turns and walks over to the door and opens it, walks through, closes the door behind him. Relativity hasn't put her finger down. She just has her finger up, and she's using one hand to manipulate the pad that is not being held. It's just kind of hovering in front of her at this point. After what feels like a good 2-minute silence of her just tapping away, holding her finger up, she puts her hand down. What was it, honey? Oh, he had to... Oh, I got caught up again, didn't I?
Yeah, but you only missed him by about 2 minutes this time.
Oh, good. That's way better than the half hour the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Right. She collapses the tablet down into her palms and puts it away, puts what looks like a small pill into her pocket. So, what the fuck happened today?
Baron Kusov decided to fly a building-sized missile of sorts at the Javits and is currently parked 100 feet over the Hudson. Yeah.
So, there was nothing that. I mean, I trust me. I appreciate making it look good. But when that asshole pulls shit like this, it needs to be stopped. This is going to be the second time now he's gotten the better of me, and we can't let this happen a third time. My pride can't take it.
I thought we were supposed to avoid starting an international incident.
Oh, we are. We're trying.
Find a way to handle the situation without causing international conflict.
So hypothetically, if he attacks us first, then we can go retaliate, right?
As long as we have proof about the initial attack.
Yeah. You need proof, an indelible proof that he initiated any aggression.
Hey, Cyperion, you got a body cam in that suit?
Unfortunately, no. This thing only makes things to, like, kill things.
Oh, I mean, with all that technology, I thought there would be one.
And fly. I
I mean, can't you make a light camera with your little medallion thingy?
This is magic, not technology.
I
Yeah,
froze a
you're-
camera to a bus once. That's as helpful as I get in this situation. Don't start.
What?
Well, regardless, we have the burgeoning minds exhibition now, and that should close out the night. And then the Baron will be gone, and we won't have to worry about him embarrassing
Do
anybody
you seriously
else.
think? Do you really think the Baron just going to leave and he's not going to pull some kind of stunt?
I get by on hope sometimes. This is one of those times. I'm working on
well,
contingencies.
The good news is if he starts something, there's cameras everywhere, so we'll have all the evidence that we didn't start it.
Yes, that
Yeah.
works too.
Great. Public exposure, the one shield against him ruining all of the work that we have done lately.
I was thinking
I'm pretty
more of the keeping us from causing international incident if we have to retaliate, but you told us to hope.
I understand that. Vladimir and I have not seen eye to eye since our days at MIT. He was convinced that the Promethean situation needed to be solved in a very different way than I did. I made this foundation. He attempted several times to remove Prometheans. If it weren't for the fact that he was a leader of a region in Eastern Europe that even Russia doesn't want to have to deal with, I would have done so many things. But he has backing. He has essentially a nation under his belt, along with all of the other technological advances that he discovered while we were working together. He
In other
lives
words-
to make this. He lives to prepare a moment where people like us are going to screw up and prove him right.
I'm worried about the demonstrations.
Yeah, I'm smart enough. I'm pretty sure, like, my gut is telling me he is looking for something. I don't think he's just here to enjoy the show, not to pulling a stunt like that. He's probably looking for something really advanced at the show that he can utilize for himself and his country. And he's smart enough to know not to, I'm hoping he's smart enough not to do it in front of all these people.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and find out.
My issue is that
Let's just hope he doesn't do anything.
he's smart enough to maybe not have done anything at all and just let us make the mistake for him. This is why I'm so stressed out right now about this. Okay.
Can I get you anything?
No, I've been tracking my vitals, and if I take anything else, it is going to be worse.
Got it.
Okay,
That sucks.
This is
let's.
Not bad.
this is me on a full dose of Valium right now.
Oh. Yeah, alright.
Doing my best.
Well, that's all we can do, right? Do our best.
Well, if you need me to talk to anybody in your stead while you get a rest back here.
No. I perform best when I am working. And if I am working, I am not thinking about all the terrible things that could happen to me. So I'm going to work. So the four of you are going to be on stage in the next, let's see here, 15 minutes. Make sure you are cheery, fed, hydrated, and all of the other things required for biological function, as well as ready to represent your kind for the world to see. I'm going to go make sure that the water filtration system doesn't blow up or something. I'll also Dr. Murkov is no, not Murkov. I have Kusov in my mind so much. Dr. Markowitz is going to be presenting his energy generator today. The display went off fantastically yesterday, and all of the systems seem to be working well. So I expect that it's just going to be a wonderful visual spectacle for us all, because it is quite interesting to watch work. So I would suggest all of you prepare and have a good show. Okay, good, yes. And she turns around and reaches into her pocket. That tablet pulls out again in a simple gesture, becoming big enough to float in front of her again while she taps away at it. Gets a little too close to the door, punches the door before finding the handle and then pulling it open. And then looking outside. Honey! Where is he? And closes the door behind her before walking out into the rest of the backstage.
A granola bar slides across the table in front of Glass.
I open it and I just start eating the granola bar.
Triumph for hype.
You guys realize the energy generator is probably something he's going to be paying very close attention to, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know what? You bring up a good point.
That's something everyone will be paying a lot of attention to.
Oh, I'm talking about the Baron in particular.
Well, I'm
It's going to be
aware.
the kind of thing either he wants to steal it or he wants to sabotage it.
Maybe a.
All I'm
both?
saying is when that demonstration happens, be on your guard.
Be
Oh,
on your
yeah.
guard no matter what. I don't want anyone dropping their guard. Not
You
just
got it.
during the energy manipulation demonstration, literally any demonstration, until the convention is closed today. Please try to keep issues to a minimum. I don't want to jump to conclusions just because it's one of the strangest things that we've seen.
I don't know. I mean, him coming in like that is a little suspicious, if you ask me.
Everything he does is suspicious. Like
Yes.
everything. I think he
Yeah.
even breathes suspicious.
I don't know. I mean, for me at least,
Wait.
this one seems a little too suspicious.
Suspiciously, yeah.
You did hear relatively just said.
Do I think, with how he skidded off the ice earlier, that he would have stopped before hitting the building?
Probably.
Just wanted to double check.
Your ice
Yeah,
was
I
good.
mean,
It was really good. But the way he slid through the construct that you made, your ice structure, it was a little too much control. And you're fairly sure he would have been able to pull up. Especially the way it stopped on a dime once it got over the river.
Okay, so I was just on a float with my name in neon behind me. This guy makes me look like the most humble person ever. His ship was covered in little shields of his country.
Oh, well,
I never thought I would ever agree with you and humble in the same sentence. But yeah, you're
Somebody
right.
had to outdo me. It was inevitable.
I have so much to say about that, but I'm just going to keep it to myself and not risk getting my ass beat.
I don't think you could hurt my feelings, Angel. I think we're okay.
Well, regardless, we'll just keep it at that.
All right, guys. Well, might as well get ready to do this.
Yeah, let's go.
The
All right.
5 minutes light pings in the room. There's little bulbs that show you when that notify, so it flashes the 5-minute warning before show starts. The
Mhm.
4 of you head out to take up your places.
Show must go on.
You can see, as you walk out, you can see everyone standing in the wings preparing. You can see the young scientist. She must be from like high school. That has this table of. It's adorable. They're frogs. Like, they're shaped like frogs. And she has big pitchers of water and these little frog devices sitting on the table. And she's setting them all up and doing a little test. You can see them pouring. You can see her pouring a little bit of water over one of the frogs, and the water just the water just kind of flows over the surface of this frog and absorbs into it before getting onto the table. And then she presses a little button on the nose, and it spits out this little globe, this clear globe. And just that, and it just kind of and rolls onto the table, and she picks it up, squishes it a little bit, and then pops it in her mouth, swishes it around, and looks really pleased with herself.
That's so cool.
What was oh crap, I'm forgetting what the other one. There was Merkowitz, and there was the crap, I blanked out on the other scientist. The other exposition. Anyway,
Water frog filtration.
there's the water. There's the frog filtration system. It's not an actual frog. It looks like a little piece of tech, but it's definitely designed to look like a frog. Merkowitz looks a little different. He's doting over his stuff as well, but there's a small cage on the table that he is kind of going, like, almost cooing at. Kind of coochie cooing at. As he puts... You can't see what he's putting in, but it looks like he's putting in, like, treats or something into the cage. While walking over and looking at the massive gyroscope device. These concentric rings that look like they're rigged to spin in different directions. As he goes over to a display on this giant device and starts tapping away a few things, then walks over and puts a little thing inside the cage and then goes back to what he was doing on the device. As outside you can hear the music starting. The swelling triumphant sounds of innovation. If you've ever been to Epcot, you know what this sounds like. It's
the whole ride for it.
Do we see Baron Kusov anywhere?
Poking your head out into the crowd, you can see he is 3 rows back, dead center, in his full, not armored, but official regalia.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like somebody attending the opera. You can even see he's holding the con schedule like a playbill in his lap. He has white gloves folded over the other hand that he has resting on his lap as he sits and watches and looks back and forth. Seems extremely entertained by the festivities going on. A regular audience member. The show begins and Relativity comes out and pretty much repeats the same speech she gave outside. I mean, you can only hit these notes so many different ways. But finally, before wrapping up with the whole reach for the horizon line, she instead says, and here we have with us brilliant minds that are reaching for the horizon right now. Let's welcome out our first presenter. And she claps and gestures. And as she's getting ready to wheel out her table, the little girl turns over to Hype. Push.
I follow.
She walks out and points to the table and like says, "Come on."
Yeah. Oh, she wants me to push the table?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Hype will push the table out and we'll wave to the crowd.
So as it gets out there, she stands there. She shakes Relativity's hands, and this young lady has her hair in pigtails, little frog berets on each in the twin tails. She's got the little berets there.
God, she's cute.
A beaming smile, smattering of freckles, dark curly hair, and a not armored version of Relativity's outfit. So a little mini Relativity walking out, essentially, as she shakes hands. She adjusting her rather... She's got large frame glasses as well. Smiling, presenting to everybody. My name is Elizabeth Kingston, and I'm here to present my water filtration system. And she gestures, and and thank you to my lovely assistant. And she proceeds to go on with this presentation, where she explains the intricacies of filtration and how it creates a using the surface tension of water and electromagnetic magnetic manipulation. And it all comes down to the fact that she can turn water from the rain or any water source into these little globs of water. And she even she walks over to the table, and as you can see here, I have some of the best water that the New York sewers could buy. Waits for applause or chuckles or whatever response. She holds up a rather grungy looking pitcher of water and then pours it over the back of the frog. And what you saw in the back happens again. It just kind of absorbs into the frog, and there's a moment where the frog just kind of... Bleh, and this little perfectly clear, crystal clear ball of water flows out onto the table, and she picks it up and goes squish, squish. And she's... And my little friend here, pointing to the frog, will... I haven't come up with a better term for it, but he kind of poops out the waste through this port here, and you can hear a little zzz as like a small black log just kind of pops out and falls to the table. And she says, and this is perfectly potable water. Try it. And hands over to Hype.
Look at it. Squish it.
It's like a it's almost like it's in a water balloon, but there's no surface to it. There's no like skin to it. It's just water, but it's got this elasticity and form holding factor.
Like a gusher?
Hmm?
I was thinking of an
Didn't they
Orby.
start putting like whiskey in those?
Yeah, it's kind of like Orbeez.
First thing that came to my mind was gushers.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not a solid on the outside. It looks like a little, like if you could peel a water balloon and leave the water in the shape intact.
Healthy gushers.
I also sniff it.
Smells. There's no distinct smell.
Okay, and then I just pop it in my mouth.
You get the distinct taste of hot dogs, but clean hot dogs. Like it's a good hot
It's
dog.
like cart water.
Like kind of like oh, the dog is the best way I can put
Watered
it.
down, dirty water dog. Water.
Wow.
As she
Okay.
smiles and she's, how is it?
Well, certainly not sewer water. Tastes clean.
She says, I have found a way to eliminate 99.9% of contaminants in the water.
Mm-hmm.
I
You can't
the
get rid of that hot dog, can you?
0.1% happens to be it flavors. Well, I'm working on flavoring soon, but it's in process, and I will be accepting any funding that might want to help me figure that one out.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, there's a lot of places that could use any kind of help with water. I mean, this is amazing and cute. And I just kind of poke one of the
Don't touch it.
frogs. Oh,
Touches and
Just
just
cute,
blows
though.
up.
And that is my presentation. Thank you. And she does that like full on bow at the hip and bowing like the way children are able to just bow almost to their fucking feet, like folding in half kind of bow. Her hair just kind of sweeps along the floor before she stands back up rigid again and walks off stage and
Guess I'm
just
pushing
kind of
the
like,
cart.
come on, to hype.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll push the cart. It's fine.
As soon as you get off stage, she looks and relativity gets back on. She looks to the four of you and says, "That was awesome. Thank you.
You did,
You did
so
great.
well.
I'm sorry I forgot to tell you about the taste. It's I can't get rid of that right yet.
Hype
I'm
drinks
working on it.
worse. Believe me.
Okay, first of all. But no, listen, it's not like I don't kind of get that taste in my mouth just walking down the street every day past 700 hot dog carts. So, what's the difference?
I'm trying to figure it out, but thank you. You did really good. Sorry, I get nervous about they're kind of fragile still, so I don't like people playing with them unless they're gonna just pour the water on.
It's okay. Kind of
Thank
used
you.
to it.
It's like, I'm gonna go tell my mom, and she runs past the four of you and skips off to a waiting parent off to the side. And in that time, on stage, Dr. Merkowitz has started his presentation. He steps forward and says, "Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Merkowitz, and I am the leading the researcher in the field of dark matter energy usage. If you would please follow along with me, I'm going to show you a revolution in energy for the world so that we can eliminate power and bring the world together. Eliminate the need for power. You understand what I mean." And he turns and he walks over. I says, 30 some odd years ago, I was part of the select few of our kind that was affected by the rain, the Promethean rain. I gained the ability to speak to these little creatures. Opens up the cage, and out crawls about 8 hissing cockroaches.
I've held some of them before.
Yeah, I'm good with the hot dog water.
These are my good friends, and there's something that not many know. The sensory organs on a cockroach, a hissing cockroach, are very attuned, and they are attuned to something that we don't understand. Our eyes don't catch it, but their little eyes do. There is a vast energy source that we walk through daily. There is dark matter all around us at all times, in the spaces between what matter there is, even between the cells of your very hand. Go look at your hand. You wouldn't see it, but it's there. I have documentation. I can show you. So, in conversing with my friends, we discussed a way to possibly tap into that. And my research has brought forward fruit. And bugs. Fruit bugs. Bugs and fruit. I'm a scientist, not a public speaker. And he turns and he walks over to the device and starts tapping away as the cockroaches walk along the table, down the table leg, up the device, and start crawling towards the interior of this large concentric ring device. At the very center is a small platform. Cockroaches crawl to that platform and take up what looks like a 4-point array, like a 4-point formation around a central piece. It says, my friends here are going to keep an eye on the reaction, and as I boot up the system, you will be able to see it for yourself. Dark matter before your eyes. One moment. He starts tapping in, and you can see the rings start to spin. I would like a wits, technology, or science test to figure out if you can see if this guy is just completely off his fucking mind or if he actually has something here.
I'm almost rolling the exact same die I just did.
Do we have any difficulties?
Oh, I'm rolling it right now.
Okay.
The difficulty is a 9.
Oh no.
I actually got it.
You got a 10?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to decide if I can use my distinction to screw up.
Oh, I could have used a distinction for that one. I didn't even pay attention to that.
You always get to use
Wait, no,
distinction.
no,
Remember that.
I did. I did
Okay.
after that one, I couldn't actually.
I'm gonna take the D4.
Mm-hmm.
In the I was born for this because I can manipulate energy. I totally know what's happening.
All right.
Overconfidence.
Overconfidence. And it rolled a 1, and I didn't succeed. So we each get a die. Yay. Boop. It's a gamble.
I'll take
I
that
think I
doom
needed it.
point. Okay. What did
And the
Spectre?
hero
What'd you
for
get?
us.
Say it again, me?
Yeah. What'd you get?
I got 2 8s and a 5.
All right. So you beat it. I rolled 9. Oh, so.
What
the
are
two,
the size of those dice?
Yeah, the 2 8s will get you to 16, which actually, so there's a thing in this. It's exceptional successes happening by a factor of 5. So for every 5 you beat, you get to step up your effect die. So what's your effect die?
Oh. So I don't need to beat a 9, right?
You only need to beat a 9.
Alright, so maybe I should just use the 8 and a 5 and do 13? And use the D10, which is an 8.
Okay.
Use D10 as an effect die?
If it's one of those situations where the 2 8s would get you 5 above, and then you would have a D8 that you would then step up to a D10, or you could just take the other 2 and have the D10. Regardless, at the end of the day, you end up with a D10 effect die on a success. So Cyperion's up with it. What about Hype?
Nope.
Angel?
I got a 12,
Okay, that beats it.
and my effect die is a D8.
All right. And how did Glass do?
I got a 10 with an effect die of D8.
Nice. Okay. So, Glass and Angel think that this sounds a little weird because he's talking about dark matter, and Glass hanging out with Threshold and the Weirding One, you've heard them talk about this thing called the dark materia before. Even Threshold might have. You think maybe she travels through it, like that's part of her power. It's not 100% understood. They never took time to really explain it to you. They just kind of hand wave it away like it's really complicated and not worth the time explaining it because it won't do any good. Just, it's safe, is essentially what you got. Angel, in his studies at that special school you went to in that forgotten city that you were whisked away to when you were younger, there was certain courses where they discussed the different phases of energy, matter, and reality. And there was something about the dark materia being sort of a parallel reflection of what we see as prime materia. There is the spaces between is the dark materia, which is like a reflection, and it's its own sort of energy. It's not antimatter, but it's the way occult would describe it. It is a parallel reflective dimension, an umbral plane of sorts that could be traveled through or tapped into for different magics. Angel's not that read up on it, though, because, well, you kind of went in the exact opposite direction. Like, literal opposite. You can't get much further away from dark materia than light wizard. Oh, sorcerer. Wizard, same deal. Or in the comic universe, there's no differentiation.
Nope.
Cyperion, though, has read up on dark matter. Has read up on the fact that this is a phase of matter that we haven't tapped into that might be even more energy efficient than plasma generators. Even the most advanced fusion generator wouldn't be able to touch the output of dark matter. The problem is dark matter is so hard to interact with, because you have to find a way to interact with the material itself, not just observe its shadow. That's kind of the situation where science is at. We know dark matter is there because we can see evidence of its existence, but we don't know how to engage with it. We can only make it so that we can see its shadow. It's a very strange relativistic concept. Even Relativity, who Cyperion would have had conversations with about this kind of stuff, doesn't fully understand it herself. Her understanding of quantum theory and as well as her miniaturization technology doesn't really delve into the concept of the matter in between matter, or the matter on the other side of matter. So this is all actually extremely fascinating if he's not completely out of his mind. And oh my god, what the fuck is with the cockroaches? One of those things that even that Cyperion's just kind of like, I'm with you until you get to the cockroaches. But hey, if he makes it happen. What was that?
Even as a New Yorker, just know.
He's all Joe's apartment over here. Anyway, that's a throwback reference. All right. So,
Sorry.
the device spins up, and there is a low thrum happening through the building. The lights dim in the rest of the theater. And in the backstage, as you're looking on from the side, Angel's amulet is the only thing that kind of holds its light. Everything else dimming. As the cockroaches stay put, and occasionally you see their antenna, but they're so far away at this point that and they're on a device that all you see is the platform that you saw them walk onto. As that point gets darker, almost tangible darkness. And as it spins up, you hear Merkowitz saying over the as loud as he can, because it doesn't seem like the microphone's catching up anymore. He says, "This is a physical manifestation in the prime, in our matter of dark matter. It's perfectly safe, though. My friends are going to keep this contained. They're informing me where to adjust the containment field." As he's plugging away, as it gets louder and louder, and the ball of darkness gets bigger and bigger, so much so that it is a black pit the size of a softball in the center of it.
He means the cockroaches. The cockroaches are telling him how to contain dark matter.
This dude's insane.
Listening to cockroaches. Well, that's a good way to use household pests.
You wouldn't find a hissing cockroach in your house. They're too big.
Well, I beg to differ. I've seen a few.
I held one once. It was awful.
That's when there's a little bit of a shudder in the stage. And you can hear him shouting, "What do you mean?" as he continues to press buttons.
Oh, this can't be good.
It responded.
Son of a bitch. I'm getting sassed. I'm getting sassed right now. Help. Kill squad. He just starts shouting, what? No! No! It shouldn't be that strong! Everything's fine, folks. I'm gonna start winding it down now. This was all the extent of our experiment today. As he begins to frantically type at the cover of the machine in front of him on the display. And that's when the most concerning things happen. Because what looks like an arc of negative lightning crashes out from the spinning rings and cuts a line across the front of the stage. Don't worry, folks, everything's fine! As he turns off stage, "It's not fine, help!" As he starts to... Relativity runs over next to him and starts looking at the readout. Like, what? You can hear them shouting. You can hear them, like, whisper shouting back and forth to each other. As another arc cuts across and hits one of the lighting rigs just above the stage, knocking it loose.
No.
this
I
ain't good.
send up what looks like scaffolding out of ice to reinforce the top of the staging area. Like, you guys know energy. Can you contain this? Or do I need to physically stop the wheels?
I don't... Does this count as energy?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, in a way. But From my limited expertise, I wouldn't touch that. Now, any form of energy manipulation you can do could end up being really bad for you and everyone around you.
As a last resort, I might be able to stop it.
Okay. I need Glass to make a power test. I'm going to roll the difficulty, and I'm going to spend a couple of doom dice because this happened out of nowhere. It was a crack of dark.
I do have reactive power.
Oh no.
You do.
I do. I
You
could
do.
spend a point to make it reactive.
Ooh, I remember
if
how
it
that
would help
works.
the
Use it.
difficulty.
You know what? You don't have to spend the point, but you don't also. You also aren't. Reactive is to protect, like if we're in like combat rounds and stuff like that. That's where it definitely comes into play. Right now, you're trying to fix a complication before it becomes a true complication.
Gotcha.
All right. It is an 8 is your difficulty right now.
Okie dokie.
So, either... Let's see. Wits or composure, and then your... Oh, you already...
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure to call out when you're building your pool. I want to get into the habit of everybody hearing what we're rolling.
I've been doing the composure awareness that we had decided on.
Okay, yeah. Composure awareness, keeping calm, and using your ability to see what's going on to shape ice. That's perfect. Cool as a cucumber, I guess, is the other one.
Yeah, I actually presentation is everything.
Oh, it needs
There's
to
a
look
crowd.
Nice. Oh, there's a crowd. And you're obviously your cryomancy power. So what did you get on your roll?
Said the difficulty was a 9?
Difficulty's an 8.
Well, I got a 9 on a single die, so I'm going to go with 15 as my roll, and with a D10, which turns into a D12 construct.
Which becomes a D12 and a D6 because you beat the score by 5, so it steps it up again, so you get an extra level of effect die.
Hell yeah.
Before it can even crack and fall, the ice flows up and around, and it just looks like the exterior of the stage opening has been coated in a nice frame of ice. So perfect that it just looks like a lighting element. And people in the crowd are going, ooh, instead of going, ah!
There's literal danger.
There are people who are impressed. What is the rest of the crew doing as the
We're
display,
off stage?
the exhibition seems to be going a little out of hand.
We're all off stage?
You're all just off stage, stage right.
Gotta start moving crowd to evacuate or move back away from the stage.
Okay, Cyperion wants to start getting everybody. Okay, we'll role play that out in a second. What about height?
I'm going to put myself between the machine and the crowd. I'm gonna hop down off the stage and kind of just linger there watching just in case something lashes out.
Okay. What's Angel's task here? What's Angel at?
So, with that concentrated light that I have stored in my amulet, what I'm gonna do is, what Angel's gonna do is, he's gonna construct a light barrier that will separate the stage from the crowd. So if anything does end up happening, that wall between the stage and the crowd is gonna take the blow.
Okay. So I am going to spend 3 doom points right now. There is now a scene distinction. So what this means is scene distinctions are things that are happening in the scene that you have to deal with that can be rated at dice. Kind of like the way your distinctions are. But these can be anything other than D8s. So that means that's a D10.
Mm-hmm.
And the scene distinction's name is Exhibition Gone Haywire. So all difficulty rolls I make for the scene until you figure out a way to deal with that piece of technology doing what it's doing, I get to add a d10 as the difficulty. So, Cyperion. How is Cyperion running out and doing this? Because this is all happening as Glass is creating that scaffolding. The scaffolding stopping the lighting rig from falling. So right now, that's what she's doing. What about Cyperion?
So the moment that Glass used her ice constructs, he flies down to the lower part of the stage to tell audience members to start moving towards the exits.
Okay, so his flight. So he's got the hand attitude thrusters and the foot boosters to fly down, and he starts gesturing. I need you. Let's see. I'm gonna say the panicked crowd there's a lot of them. But I'm gonna represent them by 3d6s, and I'm gonna add in the science gone haywire difficulty, and I need you to roll. So panicked crowd is 3d6s to deal with them. So I need you. Let's see.
So I'm adding 3d6s to whatever I roll.
No, that's the difficulty. That's not what you roll yet.
Okay. I need you to roll. So you're trying to get everybody's attention. So that's presence. And expression is getting everybody's attention. And then use your appropriate distinction.
So presence, and what was the second one?
Expression.
Okay.
An appropriate distinction.
I can use pay the way to Utopia.
Showing people the way. This is about as paved the way as you can get, as in out of here where it's dangerous.
I gain a point when I switch our distinction D8 for D4.
So you can make it so that your arrogance and you start shouting at them instead of trying to get them out delicately, you end up scaring them and possibly making it worse. That's how you use a D4.
Okay, so let's not do that then.
Okay, so grab a D8. And power-wise, I don't know if you have a power that could be applied to this one. Cyperion functions...
most of my abilities are pretty much combat-based.
Yeah, so let's see what difficult you're going up against. All right, that is going to be a difficulty, a 12.
Okay. Holy crap, I beat it.
All right.
Nice.
You got a 13?
So, yeah. And a D6 as my effect die.
As your effect die. All right, that is a D6. So the panic crowd, so the crowd is currently, they're starting to make their way out. They've gotten the message from Cyperion that they're starting to move, but they still have 2d6 worth of people in the room. So think of it like the d6s are eliminated every time you help the crowd get them out.
Oh, it's one of these situations again. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we need some rounds.
It's not always. So this is the other end of it. Whereas combat is you're fighting people. In this situation, you're trying to resolve complications and problems. So there's basically stats for threats around the room. Speaking of stats for threats, Hype's interposing herself in between the generator and the crowd as a bolt of black flies out and Hype intercepts. 'Cause that's what you said you were going for. So let's see. I'm thinking this is endurance.
Okay.
You don't want to touch dark matter.
Athletics.
Okay.
Oh, or survival. Athletics or survival.
They're the same.
You might want to pick survival.
An appropriate distinction.
Oh, yeah. This is a hero complex. 500%.
And I'm thinking energy manipulation here.
Mm-hmm.
As that source of your power could definitely rival dark matter.
Don't you have absorption?
Okay. Let's see. I'm just reading my extra stuff to make sure. Can I spend a plot point? And activate immunity to energy blast. Will that help me in this situation?
Ooh.
I didn't know you had that.
I'd be alright with that if it would work. Even to
Yeah,
try
that-
it so
that
we can
actually
learn
would work.
something.
All right, let's
this
see.
is like the dark matter I'm thinking.
Okay, so that means essentially if you fail a roll, you can spend a hero point, plot point, to ignore stress that might have been generated by that.
Okay, so if I fail, I can do it afterwards.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I can. All right, give me my difficulty. Fuck me up, fam.
All right, so
Stop
that's
saying that.
science gone haywire and 2d10, and I'm gonna spend a doom die to upgrade one of the. I'm gonna upgrade it because you're tanking some fucking dark matter here. I'm gonna bump one of the d10s up to a d12, so it's d12 and 2d10s is the difficulty die pool right now.
Fucking Christ.
Your difficulty is a 19.
Is a what?
19. But I rolled a hitch, so you have an opportunity.
Okay, what kind of opportunity can I activate?
You can step down the difficulty.
You can step down the stress that's caused to you, which would be a D4, which means you wouldn't. So essentially, for free. You're already spending it anyway. It ends up being a wash points wise, because you were going to absorb it anyway.
Oh, you said I only spend it if I
Fail the roll.
If you fail the roll. So roll to
Okay.
see what you get. You still have to roll the dice.
There's almost no way. No. I can't.
Okay.
There's literally no way.
spend the
Even if
PowerPoint.
the best I could do is a 13.
So here's the thing. I rolled a 1 on my D12. I rolled 19 on 2 D10s. Okay?
Uh-huh.
I have no effect die left, so it defaults to a D4.
Okay.
The best you have is a 13,
Yeah.
so that means it would be a D6. But if you spend a plot point to activate the opportunity,
It steps it down to a D4.
it steps it down to a D4, but you have energy absorption, which means you can just spend the plot point and resist the energy blast and to be immune to it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna spend that opportunity plot point to just take it.
Okay. See, there's multiple options, multiple ways to go about it. And so before Angel can throw up the light barrier, a bolt of black flies out of the machine and slams into Hype, sending Hype hurtling towards the audience. It is now Angel's turn to throw up that light barrier to see if Hype hits audience or barrier. No damage has been done to Hype. The energy is absorbed, but you're still kicked back.
I think hype hurts less than dark matter, but only by a little.
Mm-hmm.
How many dice of damage does one Hype do? Let me see.
Depends on the level of hype train.
What roll is that?
Yeah, what
That
level
was
is our Hype train
insane.
at? All right. So you're throwing up a light barrier, so I need Hype to hold on for a second while Angel makes a wits occults,
Okay.
an appropriate distinction, and your light sorcery power.
What's occult? For distinction, I would say Boy Scout.
Okay. Let me give you your difficulty.
Saving people, yes.
3d10.
Yes.
Your difficulty is a 12.
And my light. Oh wait. There's my power. Is it enhanced durability?
No, it's the light manipulation or light sorcery.
Ooh.
Oh, light sorcery. Okay.
Yeah, light sorcery if you're creating a construct. Enhanced durability is what you use to shield yourself.
Oh, okay. So that one's all.
If you took reactive power, you could like throw it out to somebody else to create a thing. It's also
It's like I create little ice bubbles.
a lot of the way this system works is picking the appropriate thing that makes sense for the scene. It's not as hard ruled as, like, let's say D&D, where it's like, no, you can't do that because that does that. So long as it makes sense between storyteller and player, it works.
Okay.
There are a few mechanical little things that help out here and there that give it kind of a guideline to what we're doing. But if I think enhanced durability would make sense, I could use it.
Okay.
Especially if you describe your enhanced durability as creating ice armor.
Mm-hmm.
That can be applied to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
But if your enhanced durability is because you're like Hulk strong, you can't exactly grant that to somebody else. You get what I mean? So like the theme of the power really does play into how your power affects the story.
Okay.
So,
all right.
You're throwing up your light sorcery barrier. Let's roll that.
All right. Well, what am I beating again?
You're beating a 12.
12. Okay.
Use light screen.
Oh. I don't. No, I did not beat.
Could you beat it with 3?
With 3 dice?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Remember,
you would have to spend a plot point, but yeah.
You spend a hero point, and that's what you can do.
Oh, okay. All right. But,
Please.
Yes.
All right. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Then.
Stop the hype missile.
Again.
Hype projectile.
No, I just made it to 12. That's
No,
the
you have to
case.
beat 13.
You have to beat 13.
Oh, 13. Yeah, no, I didn't.
Even with 3 dice?
Yeah, with 3 dice, I didn't.
Okay,
It
so
just
I won't
goes
have
up
you
to 12.
spend it.
Lord.
I won't make you spend that. The light barrier goes up a little too late as hype slams into a bunch of people in the crowd. It's at this moment that there is the sound of sliding armor plates and the hum of thrusters as hype can hear, "Everyone stay calm. This is something that can be handled very easily. Please keep making your way out. If you are injured, go to a medical as soon as possible." And starts shouting to the crowd, helping.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to take a turn. So we're kind of going through like sort of like a turn order right now. So I'm going to have the scene advance a little bit now. As more slices of lightning, black lightning, start hitting things. And as it hits, where it lands, there is almost this inverse burning. Like, it looks singed the way a cigarette burns away. But it almost immediately cools off to nothing and crumbles to dust wherever it hits. Except for Hype. Hype isn't doing that. Hype is currently smoldering in a corner, protected by a barrier of Hype energy. The actual source of Hype's energy, not exactly clear even to Hype.
Oh my god, are you okay?
So you're currently lying on top of several people. Attendees currently injured, knocked out. More strikes are going out, and it looks like the structural stability of the auditorium is getting worse. So I'm going to spend 2 Doom Dice and put in another D8 scene distinction of crumbling structure. So now you have experiment gone haywire and crumbling structure. As you perform actions, these dice may step back.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you. Hey, Glass.
I'm gonna grow my ice more. It's just gonna spread out from the light fixture and start going across the ceiling and up the walls.
Okay, that's Glass's plan. What about Angel? I saw you said you had your hand up like you were getting ready to do something.
Yeah.
I want to go down the line.
I have...
wait, also you have
you
a
want
D6 panicking crowd. I forgot. That was the thing that started. So, what is Angel's action here?
Well, since I already have my my wall of light up, I think I'm gonna try and do the same thing as what Glass is doing, but extend my my wall into like a barrier over the crowd.
Oh, protecting the crowd itself. So whereas Glass is forming up a barrier over the ceiling to stop it from crumbling, Angel is protecting the crowd. So that's one for the... Okay, so you got to think of it like you're attacking the problems in emergency scenes like this. These are called action sequences or threat sequences. So you're kind of attacking those problems. So Glass is going after the crumbling structure, which is a D8 right now. Angel is protecting the crowd as they try to escape. So that's a D6. There's currently 2 D6s of that. I'm sorry, because there was 3 D6s. You removed one with...
Did Baron Kusov help?
Baron Kusov is helping a little bit. You know, I'll drop that down to a single D6 because he did do some help last turn while he was shouting and escorting people out, protecting them from the folly of relativity.
And is relativity still on the stage trying to...
She's still on the stage
going
working.
haywire?
Yeah, she's working with Murkowski... Merkowitz. Wow. Merkowitz, who's currently... Actually, she's at the monitor right now. Merkowitz is actually run over, and it looks like he's trying to shout into the ball, like he's shouting at the cockroaches.
Okay, because Cyperion's plan was, since the machine is going haywire and it just blasted Hype, to destroy the machine.
Could lose control of the matter that's being contained.
True.
If you want, you could assess the situation, see what happens, see if you could figure it out. You could, like, go and investigate science-wise, get some knowledge on it.
I could do that. I figured I wouldn't do that since relativity was on here on stage, but I could do that.
That would help. Even if somebody's working on it, that could help, which could knock down this die.
Right.
Realize that,
so I'll do that then.
The whole scene is this danger, so these dice represent your contributions and the overall threat. So I'm going to avoid using NPCs to just solve the situation for your team, because the focus is your team doing the cool shit. So Cyperion's gonna go do a science.
Yeah.
All right, and Hype, who's currently lying on top of 3 injured individuals.
Yeah, Yam should.
Oh shit. She's gonna get up and kind of assess the damage
To the people?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And then do her best to try to help them out of the room, because if they can't get out, it is now her fault.
Helping them out of the room is actually something that Hype can do. Assessing the extent of their injuries, not exactly Hype's wheelhouse, but we'll get there.
It's kind of like, do you look like you can walk? No. Okay, I help you. Like, that's the extent of my... Does that look... That's not supposed to look like that. Let's go.
All right. So, first up, let's see what Glass's structure does. So I've got...
Do I get any anything from the fact that my last one was a D12 and a D6?
That was for the like it's individual. It didn't create a new asset, though.
Okay.
You are solving distinctions rather than creating assets. You're removing complications is
Okay.
the main thing. So I've got 2d10 and a d8 of the complication of the collapsing structure.
Mm-hmm.
Glass is going to be using that composure, awareness, plus distinction of choice, and ice and cryomancy. Or not cryomancy, cryokinesis.
Now it's cool as a cucumber because the ice is starting to look more white instead of crystal clear.
Mm. Oh. Okay.
Because it's a lot being created at once.
All right, your difficulty. Jackpot. So 14. I rolled trip 7s.
14. Okay, I can beat it. I can beat it. Got a 9 and a 6. 15. With a D10, which is now a D12.
Ooh.
Nice.
Nice. All right.
She's able to create a Java center made out of ice at this point.
A coating of structurally dense ice.
At this point, the ice is just starting to form on glass herself.
So that gets stepped down. So that distinction is now only a D6 because the structure has been reinforced.
Ooh.
Parts of the ceiling start to fall, and ice quickly flows underneath it, catching them as they're starting to fall, turning the ceiling into hanging stalactites of what were falling debris and now are stalactites of ice and rubble. Angel throwing out shields to protect against any rubble that might get past. So let's see if you can help the crowd. So that's going to be your sorcery test. So wits, occults, an appropriate distinction.
It's occult and Boy Scout.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Change your name to
I
Boy Scout
can't
at this
wait
point.
until that becomes the D4. What about being a Boy Scout?
That's bad.
Yeah.
All right. Your difficulty you're trying to beat right now is a 11.
Oh. Just missed it by 1.
You can add a third die.
Even if you add a third die?
Oh, okay. No.
Oh.
All right. It's cool with you guys if I use a
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking.
All right.
One hero point.
Help, I'm doing nothing.
If I use 3 dice, I get a 13.
Okay. That beats it. What's your effect die?
My effect die is a D8.
All right.
All right. Nice.
So we are down to a D4, which means I can elect to use it or not. But the crowd is now down to a D4 as a complication. As the light shields start to form up over those who are currently fleeing, weaving in between those fields is Baron Kusov, as he helps people to their feet, flies out individuals who seem to be infirmed or unable to keep up with the crowd. And now Cyperion rushes to the stage.
All
Ooh,
right,
actually,
so-
let me resolve everything in the crowd first. Cyperion's thing is kind of big, so I want to give that a moment of its own there.
All right.
Hype in the crowd. They're hurt. They're breathing. We don't know what's broken, what could be hurt more, anything like that. So You know that the main hall behind you that opens up into its split level, that on the second floor there was a med station that is at every convention now. Very well labeled so that people know where to go should something happen. Yeah, it's that the stairway's on the left, and then there's the balcony, and then, like, if you keep going straight along the ground, there's the food court right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you go up to the second floor, you know what hallway I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You know that you can get them to the med station fairly quickly, but you're going to have to pick up 3 people. So, it's not as difficult for you. So let's see if you can help resolve that D4 down. Difficulty is a 10. This is a strength, athletics, distinction, and power roll.
Okay. So this is going to be hero complex.
Yeah.
A little bit of I made this mess, I gotta clean it up. And then power, we're using strength again.
What if that hero complex is getting in the way? You only have 3 hero points.
Mm.
What if the I
Yeah,
got this.
I will bite the bullet for the team again, because this is the character I built.
Anybody can do this, by the way. I'm just the mechanic is fresh, the system is fresh, so I'm being what some might consider a little intrusive as a storyteller or a GM, but what I'm trying to do is help everybody learn the system.
But you're right though, because it would be a panic of, oh god, I made damage again.
The hero,
I fucked up again.
The guilt of the hero complex kicking in.
They keep telling me not to do this.
So,
Glass isn't paying attention to you right now. Building a ceiling.
What was the difficulty?
10.
I have to use that die immediately
So I won't even press the button.
to beat it with an 11.
Okay. What's your
Yep, I'm okay
But
with
my
that.
effect die is a D10.
That's very good. So you're able to pull yourself together in the moment after Hype looks down and sees 3 injured attendees, each of them clutching onto their bag of swag, one person using it as a shield when you hit them. Pieces of model kit crumbling out of the bag.
Oh, not the perfect grade.
Not the Gundam.
Mm-hmm.
Hype is able to scoop them up. How would Hype carry 3 people?
Oh god. They're all unconscious?
They're all like groaning on the ground. They all look like they are not getting up and moving of their own volition for a little bit, and the lightning strikes are getting a little more intense.
Oh god. How would you carry 3 people? 2 people in a fireman's carry on either side is one thing, but how do you get the last one?
You carry them both like this and one on your shoulder.
Yeah, you can throw one on the shoulder
works.
and then carry the other 2 by hand.
Whoever looks like they're the most coherent, just hang on to the jacket. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
All might's the situation.
As Hype heaves one onto his shoulder, grabs the other one under that arm, and pulls the other one up by the belt, and flies the 3 of them out of the main double doors, flying just above the heads of other people trying to escape by foot. As it looks like the last of the crowd has made its way out of the auditorium. That distinction has been resolved. As Hype flies them up and is able to put them down at the med station. It seems like the medical group is the med station is still active, but most everyone else is fleeing the building. And now we go back inside to the stage. Cyperion.
Let's do it.
Intelligence. Science. Or technology.
I'm gonna go with technology because that's a D10.
Do you have a specialty in technology?
I do have a specialty in technology.
What specialty?
Technology.
No.
That's
The specialty, like the
Oh,
name of the.
biotech, cybernetics.
Okay, this wouldn't those wouldn't apply here. So basically, anytime you're dealing with biotech or cybernetics in a role, you would step up that skill die from a 10 to a 12.
Okay.
But because this is currently dealing with dark matter and energy manipulation, doesn't count.
So I should just use science instead of the
Yeah.
D8. The science D8 instead of the
No, you
technology
can still
D10.
use the tech of the D10.
Yeah, you
Okay.
just don't get the additional specialty.
You just don't get the you don't get the D12 from the specialty. So you still use the D10 of
D10
tech.
go. There it goes. I have to pick between those two, or can I use them both?
If you spent a hero point, you could use both.
All right, let me put the D8 back then.
So it's
I'd rather use the two D10s for this roll.
okay. So it's intelligence, technology, a distinction.
I guess I'll use Pay the Way to Utopia. I don't
That-
think Streetwise Genius works here.
Genius
Wow.
is in there, and thinking fast is part of being streetwise. So I would accept that one too. They both make sense.
Okay, I'll use that then. All right.
And a D8 for that. And
Yeah. D10s.
yeah, I don't think your power set. I'm gonna have to look at your power set again. See if so I can help out.
Wait, advanced intellect, under that is super intelligence, which is the D8.
Yeah, add another D8 for your super intelligence. Perfect. Yeah, that's just you. That's not even the suit. That's a separate
Alright.
power set.
Thank you, Promethean genes. All right, what do I have to beat?
Okay, so this is going to be a very difficult science test. Ooh. 17.
I think that's 18?
Roll a pair of 9s in there, or a 10 and an 8?
10 and an 8, yeah, 18.
What's the
And
effect die?
my effect die is a... Oh, D8, sorry. I thought it was a 6 for a minute.
No,
I
that's
did the wrong
cool.
one.
All right.
Yeah, so I beat it, and my effect die is a D8.
All right, that'll step down.
Barely
Super
beat it.
intelligence!
As you get close, you
I
kind of
got scared for a
understand.
minute. I read the 7 as a... I read this 1 as a... I read a 1, it was a 7.
It's a very
I was
different
like, wait a
result.
They're too close to one another. I got mixed up.
As Cyperion runs over, he looks down, and Relativity looks to Cyperion and says, I don't understand this right now. He only explained it to me lightly. You take a look at this. I'm going to see if I can contain the whole building. If this looks like it's going to go completely off the rails, I'm sorry, but I'll contain the whole building, and I'll do what I can for you when I can. And she immediately flies up and out and into the sky above the center. Cyperion has the panel in front of him, and it starts to click. Because it's looking reminiscent of some of the readouts you see when you're looking through the alien helmet, when you put on your full armor, when you let the symbiote weapon control you completely. It's starting to look a little similar to that. You understand that you can get containment going, but it's almost like there's something stopping the aperture from closing. It's almost like it's like there's a grain of sand stuck in the camera lens. And the blades won't close. So it'll turn just enough, and then it's clicking to a point where it won't close the entire way. And you could tell Merkowitz that that's what needs to happen. As Merkowitz is standing in front of the machine, kind of shouting, moving back and forth, black bolts cutting across the stage, occasionally wiping into a shield that Angel is hastily throwing up and deflecting the energy. The light and the dark forces annihilating in a brilliant concussion.
All right. So I think I figured out how we could fix it, but it looks like something is blocking it from being closed. So
Merkowitz turns to Cyperion. What do you mean there's something blocking it? There's nothing there. It's dark matter.
matter has a substance, no matter what form it takes. And I'm telling you, Doc, there's something blocking it from here. So we got to figure out a way to get it unblocked so we can solve this whole thing.
I don't see it. They're not... I'm having trouble hearing them. They're supposed to be telling me what's going on in there. Answer me, you pieces of... And then I'm going to spend the rest of my Doom Pool to end the scene.
Mm.
Oh.
There's a black, pitch dark piece of energy courses out, slams into the chest of Merkowitz, but it doesn't stop. He's becomes enveloped in it as he slowly picks up off the ground, held in a painful, racking position. His body bent and twisted, not inhumanly, but very painfully. Before he reaches to the aperture, and the bolt returns. He's drawn into the center of it. And in a massive force wave, a concussive blast that you can see rippling the air flows through the auditorium. Glass, all of the ice that Glass had erected, cracking. The back of the hall shattering out, and chunks of concrete flying into the Hudson. Splashing down into the water, a gaping hole in the back of the Javits Center, looking out on the water. It would actually be pretty scenic if it wasn't a fucking hole in the side of the building. All of you are able to take cover in in the moment, creating glass around yourself, armoring up, creating a shield of light, and just straight up weathering every hit. The four of you come back out of whatever pile of rubble or moment of shock that you were in to look and see the grand device in pieces crumbled onto the ground. The reaction ceased, but also the scientist as well. And that is where we are going to end tonight's show.
I'm gonna have to do a press release.
Those
Oh,
Doom
man.
die. My God.
Yeah, them things are dangerous.
They really are.
I blame the
Yes.
cockroaches.
So, thank you, everybody, and we're gonna go on and raid them now. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. I have been Conry. From the realm of light has been. We're gonna learn how to do these. We're gonna learn how to do these.
Say your name.
I'm sorry. Me?
The first one's always the mess.
The first one, the
Who
first
are you?
outro is always the best. Everybody's trying to what? Oh, what?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. All right, from the blue world, we'll start with you.
Riley.
From right in front of me.
Cake.
From the light realm.
Manny.
And from the technocracy.
Jabari.
We'll catch you guys next time. Thank you for being with us tonight. And until we see you again, remember to always stay evil. Good night, everybody.